join us.
Yeah, I don't
We
hear
can't.
you.
And we are here. And there we go. We'll do that one again. Technical issues. So I
There we go. Now I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, here we
Well
go.
done.
Yeah, stop it. Fixed. Anyway, so welcome everybody. Welcome to our version of the Star Trek universe, and everybody is now not moving on my screen, but technicalities, love it. But quickly, we'll start with I'm Daft Medic. You, we got an STA freelance writer here. Don't mean to make me nervous. A little bit. Anyway, let's start with it. So, up in the top left-hand corner for myself and yourselves, there is Joy. Introduce yourself and what you do and why you chose to come on this journey. And are you a Trekkie or not, basically?
Oh wow. Okay. That's quite the way to put on my shoulders right away. Hi, I'm Joy or Joyce. Most people call me Joy. I'm gonna play as Cell, and I joined this merry bunch because I turned out to become pretty good friends with Ben, with Daft, and
Unfortunately.
yeah, I wanted to. Yeah, I pay him to be my friend. Aside from that, I kind of grew up with Star Trek. I don't know a lot about the lore anymore, but when I was young, my dad used to watch a lot of Star Trek, and as we only had one television, we were kind of forced to watch Star Trek with him. So that's also the way how I got taught myself to speak and learn English, because back in the day there weren't any Dutch subtitles because I'm Dutch. I'm 28 years old, and the guy over there, if I'm pointing it correctly, Keffy, is that way then. Yeah, that way is my future hobby. So, yay!
Yep.
Oh.
Last one.
Bye, Randy.
Hi, Randy.
There he is.
Randy's back. There we go.
What happened?
I don't know.
But now yeah.
No idea.
You went away.
Now the cameras are switching.
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
So, cheers, Joy. So you'll see down the side panel that you will see their socials if you want to kind of link in with them. You know what I mean? Anytime. So, on to Mr. Riddick. Introduce yourself.
No, hello everybody. I'm Kevin, and I'm play Riddick here. As Joy said, I'm her future hubby if she says yes. And have I been a Star Trekkie? Yes or no? Well, I like both genres, and totally did not binge watch few episodes before this. And I'm Keffy Gaming on Twitch, and the social other one is also there. And I'm really looking forward for tonight. So. Oh, I need to say, do I need to say my age? No, I don't, right?
12.
I'm 12. Mentally, I'm 14.
There we go.
Everyone here is a legal adult for,
That's true.
for
that's true.
important internet reasons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mentally not, though, but that's fine, right?
That's fine.
That's a different interview, don't
I
worry
know, it's a
about it.
different interview. That's the one under caution later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel a bit stretched indeed. In real life, I'm a bit smaller, right? Like, in real life, I'm
his
just
camera's a
30
little
kilograms.
extra.
Like, yeah, I'm just 30 kilograms in real life.
I wish.
And,
All right.
you've stretched him.
Did I stretch him? Oh.
He is extra. He's a little wide.
I tell you what, Randy, I will shoot the bit away. That's me. Fuck. Anyway, so over to Oliver.
Hi, I'm Oliver Fist on most socials. I go by Dylan. You've no reason to look me up on Twitch because I ain't doing anything there. Don't worry about that. I'll be playing Zoe Karasik today, half Romulan, half human engineer.
Because she just wants to be different.
Nah, they're a badass.
Yeah, and if you watch my Wild RP streams, she is literally Tristan's better half, the one that keeps him from going fucking nuclear and shooting
By
everybody.
doing it themselves.
Anyway, there we go. So have you done your socials yet? Doing your
No,
socials?
it's Oliver Fist. If you
Yeah,
can't
everywhere.
find me at Oliver Fist
Yeah.
anywhere, then I'm not on it.
She loves fisting everywhere. Anyway,
Mhm.
over to on our left hand side. You may know him from a couple of D&D streams that he does. No, what's his name? Andy? Oh, sorry, Randy.
Andy.
There we go.
Yeah, definitely Andy.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Randy. I run a couple of D&D streams, as my good buddy Ben has mentioned. You can find me at D&D_Randy on most of the things, including here on Twitch. I am blessed to have Oliver as a player in one of my games on Saturdays, and so you can find them there as well.
So
Don't look me up on anything else. I'm just a normal. I'm the normie here. I've never seen Star Trek. I don't know what a Star War is.
he's the only person that can't actually spell things right. So everything has a Z in it when it should have an S, and doesn't have a U. Nobody knows why.
I am the only free person here. That's true.
Yeah.
He's the 30th colonist.
Free.
Anyway. Cheers, Randy. To my right, yes, his name is Goat Freak.
Hi, I'm Goat Freak. I'm being held against my will. My family are being threatened, and that's the only reason I'm here.
And now you've broken the deal, so they're all going to die. Well done. Are you pleased with yourself now, Goat Freak?
No, the threat was that he'd let them go if I didn't do what he said.
Oh, okay.
He's following the instructions to make sure they remain in captivity.
Okay. There we go.
I'll be playing Jaro Edon of Bajoran, and because if you have an opportunity to play a Space Catholic, you just have to take it. And you can find me Goat Freak on most platforms, and I'm not going to give you my Twitter.
Because he doesn't have one, he's old.
Because Twitter's dead.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look, Hive went down. Twitter's alive again.
we have got some things to say, like announcements. We have got a digital copy of the core rulebook to give away. And so I don't even know what we're going for. Should we do 20 followers? If we get 20 followers today, then we will do a giveaway. And if we don't get it, it will then move on to next week. So then next week we'll get 2 books to give away and things like that. So a week in, week out, we're going to get a book. And if we get, let's go 20 subscribers as well. If we get 20 subscribers, and then we've got the ability to unlock a discount code to get 10% off anything within Muffidius's filthy arsenal of beautiful RPGs, which have taken my life for the last 2 months. So without further ado,
I've been saving this. Now I will follow so I can assist the people.
There it goes. Who's this D&D Randy?
People.
Who is this D&D Randy? Anyway, if there is nothing else, no further ado, shall we go to the opening credits?
Let's do this thing.
Make it so.
Let's find out if Ben's made a mistake and left audio on this scene. He did.
Yes.
There we go. I shall unmute them all now. Because I is the one who made the mistake of having them unmuted.
Bravo.
If only you
Bravissimo.
hadn't.
Are we all here?
We are.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to reset.
I believe we are frozen again, though. Yes.
Yes. So technical difficulty stream. Bear with us. We will get commencingly.
My face is really paused at a very beautiful, intense, smoldering stare.
You're letting them know
Right.
out there in the audience. Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Yeah, and you blocking your face like. Sorry, I'm too important here. I don't want to be seen.
Don't look at me. You
Yeah.
haven't
No
paid-
photos,
you haven't
no
paid enough.
photos.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's just Randy now. What would we
I haven't
do?
even paid
There
for
we
this
go.
appearance.
Oh,
No,
and now
let's leave it
Rudiger.
frozen.
Oh, there's a shame.
Eh.
We will get technical issues sorted, hopefully by next week. But yeah. Right. So here we are. Basically, the time is set at the very start of the next generation. So we don't know about the bug. Romulans, however, are
What?
well, they're not the bezzers. They're not the bezzers of the galaxy,
We
are they?
helped. Look, I'm
Mhm.
barely a Romulan, okay?
And so it's fresh. It is kind of what our childhood was. You know what I mean? The first episode of the Next Generation, even though they were established crew by that time, we are not. So we are cadets. And to kind of bring the lore into this, so cadets spend 4 to 5, maybe 6 years, depending on their skills, as Starfleet cadets. So Howard, Riddick, they've all been together. Yes, they had their own seminars to go to, but they've all done their exercises together, so they're used to each other's company, yada yada yada. And some of them, like Joy's character, so Sal has spent quite a bit of time because she was already a trauma surgeon beforehand, yada yada yada. So when the rest of the noobs only spend 4 years at Starfleet Academy, she's done by the end of it. She's pretty much done 6 years. And when they finish there, that's why they get everyone's like, oh, but they're such a new officer. But it's like, if the parlance is in real life in UK Army and probably the American Army, that they come immediately as a captain, just because of the skills they've gained before, and it's just taken them a little bit longer to go through the exact same training because they've had other training to go into it. So when our characters talk about things and she's like, oh, in my experience doing this, that, you've got to understand she's had just a little bit longer at Starfleet than the rest of them. There we go. So, opening scene. So we go through the it kind of fades to black, and we have this J.J. Abrams over what's the word, lens flaring, going over this planet and the outskirts of the solar system, and it kind of arcs in like past Jupiter, past Venus. I mean, kind of for some reason complete F's off Mars and Earth, and goes around Mercury. And you get this heat phase coming off this satellite, and this satellite comes back round, and it kind of comes into orbit on top of Earth, and it kind of scans in, views in towards California, and then it narrows in to San Francisco. Like it narrows in just by the great big bridge that is there. And help me out, I am not an American, I don't know what it's
Golden
called.
Gate.
There we go, thank you, dear. There is a set of buildings, some may call it a military establishment, but that's not what Starfleet is. Starfleet isn't a military organization, but there's a set of buildings, both administrative for Starfleet and also educational. And as the camera pans down, it zoom in. You see a group of 5 people just standing around like at lunchtime, just chilling out. You know what I mean? So we'll do the same again. Let's go to Joy first and introduce what your character looks like.
Yep, right. Cell is a trill, meaning that she does look like a human or a humanoid. She has pale skin, just as pale as I am, I guess, with brown long hair that she usually keeps in one braid to the side. She has the very distinct trill marks on the side of her head, trailing all the way down to her shoulders. She wears a cowboy hat, a big, large, dark brown cowboy hat. She has very nice piercing blue eyes, and she is currently trying to convince them that her newest creation that she made, which is a taxidermy object of a mouse riding a tribble, like showing it to them and very enthusiastically talking about that.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Cadet Riddick. You're muted, dear.
Better?
Yeah.
Test. Yes, there we go. Yeah, Riddick is a very normal human, has a very short-cut hair. It's always colorful, and now it's just turquoise greenish. And has really deep eyes, like very hidden in a way, but he watches everything. Very sleek jawline, not very pretty, and he looks very in disgust at the riding tribble thing, and is just enjoying his lunch, kind of looking away from it.
Excellent. Karasik, over to you.
Zoe Karasik has one shaved side of her head and then cropped brown hair, just like to bob length, but she's usually pinning it back out of her face. Is fascinated with whatever the fuck it is that Cell has made, and is trying to like see where she's sewn up the animals, see what she's looking at how she's made this, and that's pretty much what she's fascinated with, is how things work and making things work a different way. She's probably going to get in a lot of trouble for altering Starfleet tech, but it's not going to stop it. Her name's Zoe Karasik. She grew up on Talar. She looks kind of Romulan with the eyebrows. She's dealt with a lot of shit for that, and is not very warm to people that like to point it out.
Brilliant. Over to you, Cadet Howard.
Arthur Howard, thank you. Full names only. I demand respect from all people, of course. Arthur Howard is your kind of run-of-the-mill golden boy. He looks like he grew up with a silver spoon and really carries that on top of his personality wherever he goes. He does not appreciate Cadet Cell's wasting of Academy time and construction of strange and unnatural taxidermy creatures.
Somewhat of a zealot of the Starfleet Code of Conduct.
Well,
the uniform Code of Conduct.
They wrote it right, and obviously we should follow it.
Okay, there we go. As a little thing, so everybody in their fourth or third year has to do a year at their specialization. So, but it's fourth year for Joy as a doctor. So, a little FYI, old Howard was a bit of a silver spoon and got himself a little cushy post for some retired but still serving Admiral Doctor.
A well-earned post, not just given, obviously.
Yeah.
I deserved that posting and learned a great deal while I was there.
Yep. Anything else for your character, description-wise?
Probably very classically human looking, in whatever ways that might be in this version of the timeline. Like here in America, he'd be tall, blonde-haired, and blue-eyed, but I don't know if that's a Star Trek thing.
Happy.
It is what it is. Let's go Anglo-Saxon.
Right, there you go.
Chad.
Yeah, he's very Anglo-Saxon. We'll call
Very
him
He's a
that.
Chad.
Yes. He's a Chad.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Randy. And over to our delicious cadet, Edon. And that's his first name.
Yep. Yes. Jaro Edon. His family name is Jaro. His first name is Edon. He is a bit more worldly and weather beaten, so looks a little bit older, possibly. He's been outside a lot. He's got a lot of like cuts and bruises. He still wears his Bajoran earrings on his left, which is a bone of contention for some people and a point of interest for others. It doesn't have an awful lot of symbols or markings on it, just his family name, Jaro, on it. He's usually fairly quiet, not one to. He observes people. He kind of takes in what they're doing and what they're up to and how they're thinking. But he likes to have deep conversations occasionally. But at the moment, yeah, he's probably watching this conversation and reading the people who are watching this rather interesting taxidermy experiment, and just enjoying his lunch and watching his companions.
So excellent. So we kind of gently transfers from the satellite camera view into normal view of them, and all of a sudden they get a it's like that noise happens, and they're not used to it because it's the first time they've ever had these sensors or these Starfleet kind of communicators on them. They're in the last year, so they've heard the beep, and he wants to answer it.
Arthur, that's yours. I'm not.
Yeah. They're calling you, Arthur.
Yeah.
I'm just like pressing around my body, unfamiliar with how I'm supposed to interface with this new communicator. Hello? Yes, Arthur Howard, Cadet Arthur Howard here. Is this thing on? Hello?
Cadet Arthur Howard. Yes, it is on. And you don't have to talk so loudly.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Normal into the communicator. Anyway, you are all required in the auditorium for the speech by the Fleet Admiral in your forthcoming adventures in your last year in Starfleet. Anyway, report to.
Is there a dress code?
Yes, it's the uniform you're wearing.
Oh, good. Excellent. I'm already dressed. All right. People, it's time. The Admiral's going to speak to us. Tell us of the inspirational messages that he has for us. Give us our mission.
Your communication's still open, Cadet.
I thought that turned off automatically. How do I just press it some more?
Just press it. Just press it the once.
Thank you.
There it goes up.
What do
So
you
as
say?
you all heard, of course, we're due in the auditorium for a speech.
We're gonna get our ship. Not our
Yes.
ship.
So, yeah,
but-
My ship. I mean, yeah, our ship. Yeah.
I don't know how the upper classes feel about stuffed mice, but it's not part of the uniform, I don't think.
No, Cell will, of course, get rid of her disgusting animal.
It's
Yes, Al, get it away.
I hear you.
It's not disgusting. Jesus.
Did you wash it?
Of course, you need to do that to get all the chemicals and such working. Otherwise, you cannot preserve it. Because if you have the inside lining of the, okay, I will explain that later.
You can
she,
tell me,
like-
come on. I'm gonna take Cell's arm and like guide her back to the halls. And be
Here,
like,
she grabs it and then like looks at her uniform and is like, and she looks around where.
in my room. It's fine. We'll be really quick.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Have
If you're
any of you-
late, I'll tell them.
I
We
think they'll
know.
Have you considered that she's probably cooked the insides of that and fed it to us already?
Yes, I had the unfortunate experience just last night.
Oh, I thought it was
Disgusting.
very nice.
No, you're
Was
wrong.
there-
She's wrong. Everything about that was wrong.
Well, if you're saying that, you must be right. I mean,
That's
Yeah.
always the case. I agree. Thank you.
yeah.
To the auditorium.
Indeed.
Before the moment Arthur is done saying to the auditorium, you see Riddick almost going like, "Come on, hurry up, Arthur! You need to go first." And then really falls in his still like, yeah, let's keep behind him so he can all the flack for the being late and such.
I've never been late in my entire life. How dare you?
Excellent.
I
So
think Cell and Zoe are quickly running off to like the sleeping quarters to at least.
Full sprint,
Could-
but Zoe's
yeah.
still like, how do you get them empty like that? How can you be sure that there's nothing left in there, you know?
Well, you have these kind of beetles,
Right.
and and these beetles are like, I'm really out of breath.
welcome in, Pepper Jack. It's good to
these
see you.
these beetles, they like eat away all the
Thank you for the follow,
inside of
Pepper
the
Jack.
guts and
Welcome
whatnot,
in.
and you have to make sure to use the right chemicals to try and. Oh, we're Yeah, okay. She like runs into the room and just plops it down somewhere randomly, and then she rushes out again, and then she continues to talk about the beetles that clean the bones and the guts and whatnot, and what chemicals she uses while she's running and out of breath.
Zoe's writing the chemicals and the beetles down and just making a note. Oh, okay. Everything is useful.
So
Good.
to
Secondary infestations.
Set the scene of what this looks like. So as the camera came panning down on top of them, it's a really beautiful kind of chalk marble walkway, and then towards the river itself, the kind of estuary where the Golden Gate Bridge is. On the left hand side, there is like the whole kind of lecture halls, yada 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 yada, and then further kind of to the left of that, there is where they live, the barracks blocks and things like that. On the far right, so towards the north hand side, is the whole kind of complex of what Starfleet is. So you've got Starfleet Museum, you've got transporters, you've got armory, you've got the kind of bits and bobs of how they train their recruits stroke Starfleet Academy personnel, and that is where you're going to. So the auditorium is not just for Starfleet Academy itself, but it's where they hold really, really important kind of seminars about first contact, where diplomats go and they have kind of meetings there about how to proceed forward and yada yada yada. So going to the auditorium isn't a small thing. Back to you, Hop.
Come on, I can see them. We've almost caught up.
Standing outside the doors with my space watch. I don't know, they have a regular one. I don't know, space watch. And you're late. Sorry.
Get fucked, Arthur.
When she's running, she's straightening out her uniform and like making sure that she looks okay.
Zoe's not. Zoe's a mess. Zoe's probably got some grease stains on her uniform.
Arthur remains at the door to take down roll of all the late Academy students. He's not trying to bully his companions. Everyone who's late deserves to be told upon. Oh, yeah, yes, and Stephen. Stephen, of course, different from Stephen. Also late. Yes, late. Oh, good. All right, good. Yes, you hate me. I know. It's because you're bad.
Attendance, you'll be late.
No, I'm inside the door, so it's okay. I count.
At this point, Eden is outside the door still.
Oh, so you're late. Got it. Yeah, Eden, late. You might want to go inside.
Is that it? Are you finished?
I've always been. I was here and ready before anyone else needed to be.
Fantastic.
So we're going to do the first roll of of this whole adventure, and actually, fucking Cadet Howard, it's over to you.
Damn it! Shit.
And it's going to be insight.
Inside.
Yep.
Insight and.
There we go. Go insight and security.
Security. Yeah. Aha!
There we go.
Ah!
Nice.
So,
as is expected,
you actually spot somebody as you're trying to herd the kittens, as they say, to be in there. And bearing in mind, on time is not on time. It is 5 minutes before, 5 minutes before parade, or you're late, basically.
Absolutely.
But you absolutely see. You actually catch a glimpse, and it kind of reminds you of somebody that you may have spent a year traveling around with.
Oh, it's my mentor, my good buddy,
Admiral Leonard McCoy.
Admiral
That was
Then
your
McCoy.
very important command appointment, transporting and ferrying this gentleman around and basically keeping his diary clear and yada 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 yada.
Yeah, secretary work.
Yeah,
but,
so,
very important.
Yeah, well, I think the correct word is aide-de-camp. Aide-de-camp.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. So, so you're all sprinting up the stairs. Like, some of you are sauntering, and I'm not being funny, but Cadet Howard is like, come on. He's like, OCD is like burning the back of him. So you're at the doors, and this you open these double doors, and they kind of push out and in, and this auditorium is a vision. It is like going into an amphitheater of Greco-Roman times. This thing is huge. The acoustics, you can hear somebody talking all the way over on the other side, and they're just normal talking of the other side of the amphitheater. This thing is vast. It is a what's the word I'm going for? It is a my brain's gone. It's literally the best design you can ever do for auditory thing.
Optimal?
It's not optimal. This thing is just the most breathtaking thing you can walk into. The noises are coming from everywhere, but it's not just one noise. You can actually pick where they are from. The acoustics in the place are just the greatest, and like you hear a kind of on the on a lectern, and it's like, all cadets take your seats. All cadets take your seats, please.
Yeah, I sit down.
Yeah, I quietly shut the fuck up and sit down, shrink down as much as I can.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
Riddick was already sitting. He was not trusting that to be late sitting, so
Yeah.
he did not have any conversation with anybody, but did look if Sal and Zoe were on time and saved them a spot.
Yeah, so make sure to take a seat, and she's sitting like back like this with her legs like crossed, like fully comfy.
Nothing but glares from Arthur. Infinitely perturbed.
well, we all know that surgeons are God. There's nobody more important than they are. Right. So yes. So the chief instructor comes out. Let me bring him up for you guys. So you're used to him. He's not just your chief instructor. He is he's quite a prominent person within Starfleet Academy. I mean, decorated officer and all that fun. You're pretty much used to him by now. Bear with me. Let's go into, and I will show you who it is.
Admiral McCoy.
No, it's not.
He looks old.
No, he is old. Admiral McCoy is old. Yeah. So
McCoy is.
I can't quite bring it up at the moment. I don't know where to put it. Anyway, but we'll move on. So this gentleman is a lieutenant commander. He is your he is a command appointment, lieutenant commander or lieutenant commander, as we say in America. And he is a really tall chap. You can tell he's a career officer, lickety split, short back sides. I mean, drilled, Starfleet through and through. He is like the epitome of what, as a cadet stroke recruit, you should look up to. It's who you want to be, basically. And he turns around and goes, ladies and gentlemen, may you be upstanding for Admiral Leonard McCoy. And you hear the like piping on deck, like Admiral on deck. You hear it coming through, and it's like you all. It's up to you, but normally they would all stand up
Yeah.
in
stand up.
deference. Yeah.
If you're not standing up, Arthur is being mean to you. If you don't get up, I'm like, get up! What are you doing? That is Admiral McCoy. Get up! You're embarrassing me.
So bearing in mind, you did spend a year with him, being his aide-de-camp.
I
So-
talk about it incessantly.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
Here
we
we go.
all know who fucking Admiral
You definitely
McCoy.
do.
Yeah, we knew it before he was presented.
We were already standing up while he was cursing. It's like
Uh,
everyone was standing up and he was already cursing. It's like
Was too slow.
just random people sitting in front of him. It's like stand up.
Poking him with
But
its pen.
law-wise, and obviously the internet will tell me otherwise, I think he's the only doctor to be given command appointment after his specialty as a science officer. I know
At this point in the timeline, yes.
Yes, definitely was. Yeah. So yeah, at this point in the timeline, he's a bit of a what's the word? He's a bit of an enigma. You know what I mean? He wasn't just although he hated commanding, he hated that kind of that part of Starfleet, the whole you can display the whole bullshit baffles brains. He was just a good people person. So he got his command appointment and ended up like an admiral, a full admiral in Starfleet. Yeah. So here we go. How do I do an old man American voice? Well done, cadets, for getting to this point in the academy. You now embark on the next and most important stage of your time here. I'm supposed to be giving you an inspirational speech, but I'm older than most of your grandparents. I feel free to give me any questions you want, but god damn it, I'm a doctor, not a lecturer. So so the chief kind of instructor says, any questions? Any questions? He's given it. I mean, what the admiral says he is. He's okay. Yes. Oh, Cadet Howard. Yes.
Admiral McCoy, if you had to give one piece of
Arthur, is that you?
it is Admiral McCoy.
God damn it! Do you remember the time that you couldn't even switch on the prime motivator of the?
I think that was someone else, Admiral McCoy. I know exactly where the motivator is. That's definitely never been happened to me or anyone I've ever met.
How's your mom? I haven't seen her since like 24 dickety-doo or something.
You know, back in the dickety-doo years, times were tough. She's much better now.
Okay. Anyway, what's the question?
Admiral Howard, if you had to give one piece of advice for aspiring, command officers, what would it be?
Well, just ask the question. Why?
Why?
Why? Yes.
Yeah. Why should I ask that question? Why? I'm asking it right now.
No. The question, Cadet Howard, is why?
Right, and I'm asking you why I should ask why.
Because it makes people think that the things that they're saying may not be right. As soon as you guys
Is that what you're thinking right now?
No, I'm just answering your question, Cadet Howard.
You said that it made people think that.
But now you're thinking because
No,
I
you're
said why.
thinking. I asked.
Yeah, and I said why.
But I also said why.
No, I said why to you, and it's made you think about the question you were asking.
Brilliant, Admiral McCoy. As always. Thank you, sir.
I told you, goddammit, I'm a doctor, not a fucking lecturer. Oh, not a lecturer.
Look of approval from Zoe.
Any other questions? Because the chief instructor turns around and goes, "Any other questions before we carry on?" No.
Nope.
After after Arthur made such a fool out of himself, Riddick doesn't dare to make a fool out of himself with any questions he wanted to ask. He's
Never
just
made a fool of myself in my life. How dare you?
So, Chief Instructor Mackenzie, he is kind of the admiral comes off and you all stand up, and you know what I mean he kind of you can see he's not a sprightly chap anymore. You know what I mean he's looking a little bit on a bit. You know what I mean old admiral. He's a little bit old. But then the chief instructor turns around and goes, okay, so we've got flight assignments for your upcoming trips, and it fades into.
Oh, yeah, I get a ship. Oh, yeah, I hope I get on the big ship. I get a little ship.
And then all of a sudden you hear a Dr. Selrium, NCC 1301, USS Hawkins. And then it just kind
Much
of goes.
obliged.
That's a good one.
And it
That's
goes.
a good one.
It goes on a bit. I mean, and it's like you're like this. There's 300 odd cadets. You know, what I mean, it's going on, and it's going individually through it. And the next one is Cadet Riddick, NCC 1301 Hawkins.
Yes.
They got together. Sel and Riddick got together.
Yeah. No, I'm with Sel.
Yeah, and then
Split up, aren't we?
it carries on like this, and eventually, you know, what I mean, Karesic, Howard, and Edon.
Not Hawkins. Not Hawkins. Not.
You are
Not Hawkins
Yes.
for him. Not Hawkins.
Hooray!
You are all on the Hawkins. So you're all on NCC 1301 USS Hawkins.
She tries to high five Zoe. Like, yeah.
But the thing you didn't hear, like you're on the Galaxy class, you're on the Excelsior class, you're on yada yada yada. You didn't hear what class your ship was. I don't think it was said.
What does
So-
that mean?
Don't
Surely I know all the ships.
Well, you can ask questions.
Right, but like if they don't mention a class in academy training, what does that mean? Is that a
an oversight, maybe?
Oh, someone's made a mistake. Oh, if someone's made a mistake, I'm gonna be there, sir. You forgot to mention the class.
Are you
of
asking the
Hawkins.
question?
I'm shouting through the air if he's as soon as he passed me and didn't say a thing.
Cadet, sit down.
Yes, sir. Of
This
course,
is not
sir.
the place to shout out like that. Have some decorum.
My apologies, sir.
What would your mother
Extremely
think?
chagrined. Don't talk about my mother. I'm gonna get very embarrassed looking.
Can't believe you would just interrupt people like that, Arthur. It's so rude.
Well, he slighted me. What am I supposed to do?
Mhm. Isn't that your butt buddy? And he like your best friend, your admiral?
No. That was the old man who walked off.
Oh right. Oh, okay. So you're just having beef with the instructor
How-
of course now. Is that what?
Well, he's wrong. It's not my fault.
Oh, okay. You should tell him that to his face.
I did, and then he told me to sit down and threatened to
Well,
call my
try
mom.
harder.
You know,
I'll
he
have to
can
send him a
hear you
strongly
talking.
worded letter.
I agree.
He can still hear us talking.
Yes, but he won't. But I didn't shout, so it's okay.
Okay. Well,
You do know this thing is designed to make every conversation, and he lowers his voice more, very clear on what's saying. And I'm not saying that you were talking loud, but I think everybody heard you.
I lean over towards Cell. And the head instructor forgot to give the class of our ship. I hope he's listening to me right now and would like to let us know if he can hear me.
Riddick face palms like, yeah, let's not hope that he heard you there, buddy.
we'll
So-
find out.
Sal just very slowly raises a hand.
Yes. Cadet Graham.
Oh, excuse me. While you were saying on what ship I would be flying, you didn't mention the class of the ship.
Yeah, it's you're on a science vessel.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, if we're all done, you know what I mean, you've got shore leave now. Report to the Starfleet dock at 0600 hours o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's about 3:00 in the afternoon now.
Right. Well.
We're
so this
dismissed.
is,
Time to start packing.
Yeah, we have to get your
Okay.
taxidermy stuff all together. You know, it's a lot of chemicals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Starfleet
Elon would-
cadets, shot. Dismissed.
Eden takes out a pad and he looks up. First of all, Hawking, whoever that is, somebody important. undoubtedly, but not to a Bajoran. And if there's any information about the USS Hawking.
So where are you looking this up at?
The Star Trek version of Wikipedia.
Starpedia.
You mean the
so-
computer?
The Starfleet archives.
So the so yes, so here we go. The Starfleet archives. Are we going to do a roll for? No, we're not actually, because it'll be common knowledge. It'll be a thingy zero. So the USS Hawkins is named after a certain Professor Stephen Hawkins. It has been and always has been a science vessel since its inception. It is a Miranda class vessel, and if we all know things about Star Trek, Miranda classes were around when Captain Kirk was actually a captain. These things are some of the oldest ships. I wouldn't even call them ships of the line anymore. They used to be, but they're now more specialist ships, either engineering ships, medical ships, and or science ships. And your vessel is a science ship.
I pull up not quite a schematic of it, but an image of the ship.
Here we go.
And I show it to Zoe and go, "That's what we're going to be on."
Why does it look outdated?
It is.
What's wrong with
It's
it?
an antique. Look at that. Oh my god.
Why am I on an
My hands
antique?
on that. I wonder if it can even fly anymore. Look at that.
It's
Like,
it's been
Can
refitted.
fly.
But you'll
I
find
think
that.
Howard.
Reactors are
There we go.
not as
That is the image.
reactive as you like them to be. You know, they're notoriously difficult. Look,
Yeah.
that's a real old one.
This is from probably the same era as your buddy McCoy.
Yep, absolutely
yeah,
is.
No, it's definitely older.
So maybe he has a fondness for this class, and that's why he wants you there.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
Can,
I
I mean, with this, yeah.
does
I
it have
definitely-
Starfleet text messaging.
I definitely think, Arthur, that because of your skills, you're really gonna improve this ship.
I definitely think they've put me on an outdated rust bucket, and I need to complain to someone.
Chell, we might need your help to remove Riddick's head from Arthur's ass soon.
Oh no! I totally think that Arthur is being very, very negative about this beautiful ship, and I just wanted to say that to
Gorgeous ship.
I'll have you know,
Exactly.
heads and asses are not Starfleet protocol. I would never allow such a thing to be placed.
Yeah, and Riddick would
And
probably
still, you
do
have
before
your
that
own
even
opinion on
happens.
that.
It's a cultural.
Yeah, if it's a corporate thing,
That's
Arthur.
something you can try as part of diplomacy. It's not
Mm.
part of uniform.
Suddenly, though, it's an acceptable situation.
Yeah, I will let you do that.
Momentarily
Change
under
it.
diplomatic reasoning.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
so you're doing that then. Awesome. That's sort
So
of.
you
You're
can
doing
spend
head
the
and
last
ass.
hours on Earth complaining about the mission you're about to go on that you know you're not going to have a cat's chance in hell of changing. I think I'm going to go and get some new tools and a drink.
Bing, bing. You hear all the tunneling.
Is that me? Or is...
I start pressing around my chest again. Is this the communicator? I'm not sure what that sounds yet.
It's not the communicator.
Oh shit.
Over the tunneling.
Cadets for the USS Hawkins, please report to the Chief Instructor's office. Please report to the Chief Instructor's office.
Are we in trouble already? This is
Probably.
after.
You definitely are. You were late. I remember. You probably are.
He literally did shout through the whole auditorium for everyone to hear. So
Yeah, that's
that
your
mean
fault,
that-
Arthur. But
No one should be in
Arthur's
trouble
good.
for making sure that the instructor follows protocol.
I start herding them towards us.
Yeah,
All your communicators are going.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
right, yep.
Message
Cadet
received.
Arthur Howard.
Yeah, okay. Can
Cadet
all
Grasky on her
all
way.
cadets for the USS Hawkins, all cadets for the USS Hawkins, please report to the Chief Instructor's office.
Yes, we thank you.
Message received on our
Not
way.
just us. Like,
Starfleet
there's going to be
out.
other cadets on the ship, isn't there?
Ooh. I didn't hear anyone else's communicator go off. I think it's us. Let's go.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a special mission.
Maybe they're
Really?
retiring the ship. Maybe it's like an anniversary thing. Maybe it's like had 100 years of service. Oh, that would be amazing.
Or there are a lot of issues and we need to fix them before we
Oh,
can
that would
set
be
sail.
amazing as well. Let's go.
Or I'm being punished for being associated with you people.
That would also be
that's
amazing. I
100%
can't wait to
amazing
find
too.
out.
No,
Yeah.
no. that's-
100%.
Punish Arthur. Punish Arthur. Zoe goes on like carrying on the chant as she makes her way to the office.
We hustle over.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So when you arrive, you're not just the only crew there.
Okay.
You know, you got people super excited, like, we're on the Enterprise. That makes us best. You like literally, UGLY. You ain't got no. People are just proper
Yes.
cock standing.
That's
They're
okay.
boasting and like what they've got, and like one of them comes up to you, a particularly heinous looking Andorian, and is like, oh, so what? Of knowing exactly because this person's heard what you had. And they're like, and what vessel do you have? Says it's straight to Riddick.
Well, I got USS Hawkins, the Miranda class. I would love to get in there and do stuff. What did you get? Because I
Ew.
bet you want to tell what you're going to.
Ew, the Miranda class, aren't they like totally retired?
But that's when you learn the best. Did you know that? From old people and old stuff.
Well, I totally got the like Enterprise, you know, like yeah. So like they're like coming especially from the Beta Quadrant to pick me up in the morning. Yeah.
You must be thrilled with yourself. You feel disgust coming out of that
And
sentence.
he literally looks down at you and just kind of walks up and goes.
Well,
Have
at least we
fun.
don't get the easy ones then.
You know
Make
what?
sure to not trip over your untied shoelaces.
Mm-hmm. Those babies are going to ships that do everything for them. We're actually going to have to run our ships. successfully.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But why is
We're gonna
Arthur
know
not
they're all
going there
for it,
then?
though.
What was that, Riddick?
Why is Arthur not going to that ship then?
He's
What did you do wrong, Arthur?
I'm being
you keep
punished
yourself, Arthur.
for you people.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
Or
not.
are we punished
Being
because of you?
You would never be punished for me. I am the perfect academy cadet.
Right. Right. That sounds about right.
Really, like, look at that. We're almost there.
Does anyone else know why we're all here? Why have we been called here? Does anyone looking
Well,
at us with purpose?
Well, you see, there's like out of the 300 kind of cadets that are in your year, they're all outside of different offices. You know, I mean, there's every one of them there, but now it's just a waiting game.
Right. Maybe we're getting like special missions, or or maybe we're getting assigned to our what's the word?
Department.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Engineering.
Security. I don't want to do medic. Ooh.
Zoe,
Hey, nothing wrong
I've
with
spoken to
being
someone. You're going to be assigned to maintenance. Mostly cleanup duty.
We'll see about that.
That's what they told
Oh,
me.
maybe
Decide
maybe
what
go
you
medic.
like. You
or
think
else-
I'm not going to be sleeping under the engine? You're very sorely mistaken.
So
I've asked them to bunk you with Cell because her room is disgusting.
you see,
Oh, I'd
you
love to be
see
with Sal.
all these people coming in and out of offices, and actually some of them look a little bit disappointed. Some of them look kind of quite jubilant. Some look like kind of genuine laissez-faire type things. But you get called in, not all together, but one by one. And the first person to be called in is Rayum.
Yeah.
Cadet Rayum,
What is
come into the
that?
office.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's me. And she walks right on in.
Yeah, so in front of you got the chief instructor, and to his left-hand side you have this he's a older-ish gentleman, you know what I mean, but you can see he is Starfleet through and through, and you see by the little circles on him he's a commander, but he's wearing command uniform, and he introduced himself as Commander Benjamin Fleetwood.
Benjamin Fleet. Okay.
Yeah, he goes, says, hi, I'm Commander Benjamin Fleetwood, first officer of the USS Hawkins.
Oh.
He brings up his data pad in front of me. He says, "I'm not really into all this technical shenanigans. I mean, I want to know you for you. Tell me about who you are."
Oh, well, then first of all, thank you for inviting me here. As you already saw on your piece of paper over there, I'm a cadet Salarian, so Sal for short. I'm currently a medic, senior cadet, and yeah. What else would you like to know of me?
Oh, well, tell me about you. Where are you from? Where did you go to university? Did you join Starfleet before university? Did you join? I need to get a feel about you.
It's a lot of good questions that the player doesn't know.
Time to make some stuff up.
Make it up, make it up.
I honestly have no clue.
Talk about your horses.
Well, I come from insert planet here. I come from a farm where we breed horses. Have you ever seen? Let me Google real quick my thing. What I said. The Nimbrosian horses, the big like blue ones with the horns on top.
So
those.
He sits back and goes, "No," but he doesn't just sit back. You can see an intent look. He wants to know about you. His leg gets crossed, but not crossed with the one both legs sticking down. One leg goes across. The data pad's in front of him. I mean, he's giving you eye contact. He wants to know what makes you.
Yeah, it all really first started when I was on the ranch and I was really taking care of the horses, especially when he got injured. And I thought it's like, I want to do something more than only just look after these horses. So it didn't take long for me to actually get to the academy and sort out my things. I do have to say that I do miss my home planet a little bit, but I really enjoy life among the stars, I have to say.
So it says you're paired. What was that like?
Sorry?
It says you're paired. What was that like? What was it like to become to get the symbiont on you? I mean, it's such a rare occasion within Starfleet at the moment. Just talk us through what that was like for you.
Yeah, first it was a big honor, I have to say. But I mean, when it all happened, it almost felt like the part of me that I was missing was actually given to me. It was almost like I was missing something in my life, and as soon as I got paired and the symbiote came to me, I felt whole. I felt like a whole new world opened up to me to like make my horizon even broader. It was life-changing.
So go to his data pad. He goes, well, you're the only one as a cadet coming to the crew that's has spent longer in Starfleet Academy. How was that like to put a stop to your medical career for Starfleet, and also then putting a stop to your Starfleet career really on for being a medic? What drove you to become Starfleet?
I mean, I have to say it was a little bit difficult to see all the friends that I got paired with before all graduated and then got their ships and got their spots, and I still had to go for another few years. But yeah, if you just see how many people you can help and what you're really doing and why you're really here, is because I want to help people and make them feel better. And after what I've gone through with the plague, like back in the sea quadrant, it changes you.
I see with
it really changes you.
With the infectious diseases. You know, it's a very different thing. Like being put in there as a very junior doctor, going from the path you chose of emergency medicine and trauma surgery, and then to all of a sudden be put into that situation, and then having to deal with a we wouldn't even call it pandemic. This thing was disastrous. It was. How did you learn so quickly? How did you adapt?
I mean, everyone just falls and need to rise up again. So I made some mistakes. There were some lives lost. There were some trial and error, but that's something what happens when you're still learning. But in the end, it did make me a better trail, make me a better person than I am today. And I think if that experience wasn't a part of my life, then I wouldn't be who I am today. But it also it's still scary if I look back at it. And the thing is, you learn from these experiences to make sure that it doesn't happen in the future. And if it does happen in the future, what you actually need to do to make sure to save as many lives as you can. That's the most important thing.
You see him. He is just engrossed in you. He's nodding. His body language is like open. He's almost quite in awe of you being in that situation and things like that. And he understands that it's kind of with the history of what happened. It was just in the nick of time. You know what I mean? It was just in time that everything got developed, everything got pushed in, the supplies went there and things like that. He was like, and you can see him. He's got this burning last question. He turns around and he goes, "How are you going to cope with being more senior than the other four when you qualify from Starfleet Academy?" Because you'll be a senior lieutenant stroke, lieutenant commander straight away.
I mean, like I said, it was really hard for me to see that all my friends and I was stationed with got there sooner than I did. But I think with the crew I am situated now, I think there are some people that really need my guidance. And there's really some people there. I'm not going to call any names, but he was very enthusiastic in the auditorium earlier. Some of them just really need that extra support, So I don't feel it like it's bad or something that like weighs me down. It feels almost like sometimes I need to mother him a little bit, Yeah, just make sure that it all just goes right.
Just so you know. We all we've had our final refit, you know what I mean, and may I say the final refit happened some time ago, but we were quite gifted about getting an emergency medical hologram. Obviously there are limitations of what this can do, so there may be times that you're asked to perform the duties of the medical officer in an away party because we just don't have the technology on the ship to project the projector there. Are you happy with that responsibility?
I mean, it's going to be a fun challenge. That's for sure. I've always said like there's a solution to everything. So I'm pretty sure that it will not be any problem. But it's going to be a challenge because it's going to be a fun one. So.
Okay, final question. What's your favorite food?
Oh, I have so many.
Right at the start of TNG.
So, my favorite, I think it is the Baloran cherry pies. I learned to make that like a while ago, and it's just if you make it right. If you don't make it right, it's kind of toxic, so you have to make sure that you do cook it well. Otherwise, you can poison people. But when you do make it right, it's absolutely amazing.
A bit like rhubarb.
More deadly than rhubarb, but yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. To be honest, I think quite taken by you. It's been really informative. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm the one that should be thanking you, not you thanking me. You know what I mean?
I mean,
you've had quite
I'm really
academic
excited
career.
to be. I mean, I'm very excited to be on this ship because I have to say, like, if you get one of the newest ones and the newest ladies, you know, you need to just throw some oil on and it will just go. But here you have to put the work in and sort of make it work. So that's really exciting for me. But no, thank you so much for this talk. I'm sure we're going to take a good care of this this young
cadet?
lady.
You're dismissed.
She tips her hat and then she walks out.
Big old cowboy hat.
Cadet,
Yes.
tipping of the hat is not uniform code of conduct. You know, we generally salute our officer.
She like sighs for a moment. You can see that she like scrunches down a little bit. It's like, right. And then she turns around and then she salutes. But she does straighten her hat before she walks out.
Brilliant. So Commander Fleetwood follows you out and kind of points. Cadet Riddick?
Okay.
Come in.
When it's got called up, he jumps up and moves to the room. And
As
Take
she's
a seat,
moving,
man.
Zoe immediately grabs Zell.
Take a seat, man. Take a seat. Take a seat.
he takes a seat. Well, Watch is very relaxed on what's going to happen.
You seem quite laid back. What's your chosen major within Starfleet Academy?
Well, I'm mostly experienced in the security department of the academy, but I dabbled a few classes in medicine, and mostly specialized in first aid in an away team. That's definitely my specialized. My hobbies are trying to shoot stuff at long range. That's something I really enjoy.
I've seen that. You've been tracked quite a lot in the mountains of California going hunting.
Yeah, I came from Antwerp, where I grew up. That's why my accent's so thick. And but yeah, it wasn't as good as hunting. It's not it. So definitely went to the mountains, and I love just getting out there, just getting ready to hunt, and then just lay there for a few hours if needed to perfectly get that thrill of hunting.
So you have patience. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Well, at least I think so. At least for hunting. I'm not sure if I didn't find anything in the academy that I lose my patience with yet. But academy is different than on a assignment, of course. So you never know. But I think I'm pretty in control of myself in the stressful situations as well.
So the holodeck officer at Starfleet Academy has put a little thing into here and saying you've been dabbling in trying to develop cybernetics or potential cybernetics within when you've been in the holosuite. You like to augment human beings and living creatures, do you?
Well, definitely tickles my fancy because I think while we can be a very good species ourselves, I do think that if by any chance I lose a limb, I think I do want the best of the best to replace that. Not saying that I'm accident prone, but you never know if you're dealing with animals or weapons. Accident is in a small corner, like they said back in our days, and I think I do want some influence with cybernetics. I think my learning curve is steep, but I'm getting there.
So it says you came pretty much top of the class in all your physical education. And tell me about that.
Yeah.
Have you always enjoyed that side of it?
No, I don't really enjoy doing physical things because I'm just good at it. I mean, it just happens. It's not that I really enjoy running and doing the fitness and such, but it's part of what wants to get me to Starfleet Academy. It's part of the job if you want to be in an away team, you need to be the fittest of the fittest to at least be able to walk.
Is that the way you want to be? You want to be in the away team? You want to be in the thick of the action? Do you get it predicted?
Yeah, that would be so cool. Yeah. That would be so scary, of course, as well, because you never know what can happen there. But I think, yeah.
So, take me through your childhood. Take me through your upbringing. What happened?
I had a very militarized upbringing from my mom. There's a reason why my name doesn't show up here. I don't want to be associated with her because
Right, you think your mother's position would give you favor within Starfleet? There's another cadet with you that thinks or could think in the same way.
Yeah, I don't think it's maybe favor, but I think if I'm going to make a career into Starfleet, I want to do it on my own capabilities. And I don't want to be lifting or fighting against my mom. She has her own career, which I'm very proud of. That's
Yeah, she's a
definitely
rear admiral.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her. But with her training from my youth, she was very. I already had some feelings for Starfleet, of course, from my youth. But she really, really taught me to make sure that everything I do with passion and dedication. And I think if people know my mom's name and know that I'm part of it, they might look differently upon me, either not be subjective to they're judging me on her basis career and not on my own skills. So either I want to be very good.
So basically, you're saying that you didn't want a Cushing on a post with a almost retired admiral as his aide de camp. You just wanted to be there, do your thing, just work with the JAG of Starfleet in your last year's placement. You know what I mean? Do the grunt work, the heavy work. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do want to say that when and if I retire, you never know what happens. I do want to say that people know that I did all the heavy lifting myself and not being brought up on a platter like some other members of the society here in the academy. And to each their own, if they need it to make them feel better themselves and make them feel more worthy. I will just let them be because it's their strength if that's keeping them up and do the best they do.
Well, Cadet Riddick, you know we have a saying in Starfleet: the needs of the many far outweigh the needs of the few.
That's a very good one. Yeah, I will remember that. It's good that you said that again, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So how was it? How did you ever possibly learn anything when you at school? You were popped from pillar to post, star-based to star-based with Mumsy, you know?
Yeah.
How was that? How was the constant separation, the constant movement?
It is pretty tough, but my mom really made sure that I was very adaptable to every changes there are. And I think if you're with Starfleet, like you already said, some sacrifices have to be made for others to make sure everything works. And I learned very young that that's one of my jobs to make sure my mom could do the best what she could do, and make sure that I will be the best what I can do. And while studying differently, I like to read a lot, and that's why I also have my hobby for weapons and hunting, because it really made my head clear before our tasking and such. And it's just the movement just made me realize that no matter where you go, as long as you make yourself feel home, it's just fine.
Okay, but I've got a nice little kind of insert here from the commander of star-based Kilo 7 near the old neutral zone with the Klingons. You know what I mean? He's always and he underlined this one. He always trusted his commander, which is really really good to see as a young. I mean, when you're being raised at school and have to worry about the Klingons attacking any time. You know what I mean? You always turned around and said, "I've always trusted what my commander, stroke my teacher, was saying to me that we needed to do. It's really quite good to see. How was that? How being under constant threat?
Yeah, at first it was very scary. And of course, I was very young, and I felt that I was not ready. But I saw that the decisions made by my superiors and the commanders there were solid, very good. Few accidents happened. It was a very organized bunch of people. And I just realized they had the training as well. They had their experience with them. So why not trust them, right? If they need a dependable person, I'm their man. If they want me to go left, I just go left. Of course, I do think about the reasoning behind it, because that's how you learn. But sometimes a person following is the best thing to do. And I think they really showed me that training is key, and experience comes with the job and make you a better commander. And that's why I trust the commander. Every commander, unless they prove me wrong.
But
Of course.
it wasn't just that, though, was it? I think you're being disingenuous to yourself here. I see a particular incident when a D6 cruiser crossed the neutral zone, and the people were panicking. It's like the command came over the tannoy, and you were found scooping up the younger people in your school to like helping your friends into the emergency shelters. That if you needed to, you could have been evacuated quickly.
Friends are very important.
Yeah,
Friends are most important. Even if I don't always think the best of everybody, as long as you're my friend, I will go through what the saying was back in the days: through fire for you to save you. Because as long as our friends have a good stability, I can make sure that my life is solid to do my job or not do my job in my free time, of course. And my friends help me do thick and through. I mean,
so
yeah.
I'm going to ask you a question. Bearing in mind, I know you know that I'm the second in command, the 2IC, of the Hawkins. But are you disappointed the fact that you got probably the oldest ship in the fleet, soon to be retired?
No, I think because it's an old ship, you learn the best. Because I think the moment you go on a ship where time has already done it's run its course, you see what works and what doesn't work, and you learn from experience of the ship as well. And I think if you do the hard work first before you go to the most advanced ships, I think you bring more to the other crew, your base of experience already.
Excellent. Right. I don't think I've got any more questions for you. Any questions for me before I go? Or before I let you out here, dismiss you?
Yeah, I'm just very curious what my job would be, sir.
Well, it's a science vessel, but you are command orientated, so there's always especially for security. I mean, it's not a dirty word. Security is definitely not a dirty word. No,
I think it's one of the most important one. Without security, you cannot do your science.
Exactly. Right.
So synergy together. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Riddick, whack a salute up, about face, off you fuck.
Yeah, he salutes and walks very neatly out of the room. And
so Fleetwood follows you on behind. Goes, Karasik, Cadet Karasik, in you come. Come on. You know, march in, salute, then sit down, yada yada yada. You're muted.
You're on mute.
Ta-da!
Looking at Cell on the way, like, what up?
You can do this. You can do this. Just be yourself. We'll be fine.
Okay. Yep, I'm worried about that, but sure.
Don't blow anything up.
No promises.
you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Breathe in,
Like
breathe out.
off.
Riddick helps. Quick one. Just make it straight. And, go on. You can do it.
Cadet Karasik, you're in my time. Come on.
I'm coming, sir. Joins you in the office.
Take a seat. Let me introduce myself. I'm Commander Fleetwood. I'm the 2IC, the XO, as some people call them, of USS Hawkins. As you probably know now, you probably know now. I can't even do English. You probably know now is the fact that it's a science ship.
Yeah.
And she's not the youngest chicken in the chicken coop. However,
Age before beauty, sir.
well, exactly. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Tell me about you.
My name is Zoe Karasik, and I'm a Starfleet cadet.
Yes, correct. Well done. But that's not you, though, is it? Who is Zoe?
I'm Zoe. What do you mean?
Well, okay. Do I need to be specific, or are you just going to tell me what I want?
Don't exactly know what you want, sir.
Tell me about you. What made
What
you
would you like to
choose
know?
to be operations?
I like understanding how things work and making it work better.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, I just like how things work. I like tinkering around. I like getting my hands dirty. It's pretty simple. It's just an inclination.
Okay. So, in your first year, you took apart a broken nacelle that was going to get destroyed, and in your own time, you fixed it, and then handed it back to basically the chief petty officer, and basically said, "Get good." You wanna-
Well, yeah, it wasn't
and I
broken.
thought,
They were
well,
about to throw out a perfectly
what
good
was the
machine.
quote? Don't judge an engine by its cover.
Its
Its case. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the exact thing. And you were put up on a charge for that, weren't you?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
sir,
it was
that's
something
not funny,
about
sir.
insubordination. Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Definitely not funny at all.
yeah. Well, you know, there are times when you either get charged at a court martial and or get an award, and I think you bordered on the latter of that line.
I cut it close. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty close. But I was right, and that
Yes, you
machine has
were.
been running perfectly ever since. It's not my fault that my superior officer wasn't inclined to listen to a lower ranking officer. That's not a me problem. That's a them problem, but I probably shouldn't say that.
No. No, cadet. No, it's like graceful in victory, I think the word is sometimes.
I don't really win a lot, so I wouldn't know how to
No,
practice that.
really?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you nearly at the top of every one of your engineering exams within your chosen profession? Knowing why? So how does somebody? Yeah, you're not the A star of everything, but you're literally in the top 5% of everything.
Well, as my dad would say, do something right or don't fucking do it at all.
Okay, that's fair. It's fair enough. Fair enough. So, tell me about your youth. I can see sometimes you may have come to the ire of the Judge Advocate General's establishment in the Shore Police a few times when somebody's called you that what is it? That fucking Vulcan. I think was the word. You're not Vulcan, are you?
No, sir.
Okay, well you speak freely. Carry on.
I'm part Romulan, sir.
Well, that's obvious.
A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah, but because you have your emotions, that's why we know you're part Romulan. If you were Vulcan, you wouldn't have any emotions at all, would you?
Well, I'm also part human. So if people mistake me for part Vulcan, part human, they assume that I have some human side to me. And usually the kind of people that enforce those prejudices are the same kind of people that don't like it when you say that you're Romulan, not Vulcan.
Well, the people, the reason why people, you do realise that how to put this without offending people? Anyway, fuck it. The reason why it's not the norm of Romulans and human integration, may we say, is the fact that it's never fucking happened to your parents. So, welcome.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't know. My dad didn't tell me anything about her, so I don't know how they, she could have pinned him down for all I fucking know.
okay.
He's dead, so I can't ask him.
Can you not? There are
I
programs.
can't.
There are programs that could, if you put in what your father was like when you knew him, they could have.
Yeah, but that's not really him, is it? That's just a computational amalgamation of his memories and how I perceived him to be, and the answer he would give me would only ever be the answer that I think he would give me. It wouldn't be his true, honest reflection.
Cadet,
Sorry.
breathe.
I'm not
cadet,
a fan
breathe.
of AI. I prefer grease and wires.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Why are you so interested?
Well, because it's the same reason why people are interested in Spock, and he is now Spock, the famous Vulcan chap. You know, his dad was ambassador. Now he's an ambassador. No,
No. I
Okay.
don't know a whole lot about
you do
other
understand that
cultures.
that the Romulans and the Vulcans are the same people.
Oh yeah, we just made a decision to not agree with the kind of emotion killing life they were leading, and they all buggered off. But I'm not really either.
So I can see one of your arrest reports here. One of many, by the way.
A handful, really.
It's You preferred to duke it out with what was the word in your Australian parlance? The constabulary.
What? I didn't know he was a copper.
Wait.
He was a very rude man.
It said he was fully uniformed.
Not that I could see or perceive at the time after a couple of drinks.
Okay. And this same constable in your parlance also
not
put
that
in
okay, yeah.
another incident that he was amazed and somewhat dumbfounded that this arsehole of a cadet was able to save the life of a old man having a heart attack while
call me
she
an
was
arsehole?
out
Is that
shopping.
written down there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that
yeah.
the right
Look,
quote?
and
That's brilliant.
I turn it around and highlight it on the.
I
on
want
the
that
page.
framed. Can I have
Yeah.
that? Can you send
Well,
that to me?
it's
I like that.
Open to. You should have been given this whole thing on your charge. But anyway, so yeah.
It's too long to read. It's a bit of an encyclopedia. If you
So
go through.
where is this whole medicine thing come from with you?
I mentioned my dad ran a shop on Talar. We were just mechanics, exocrafts, things like that. He died really fucking slowly, and it was awful. And the Talarians are so fucking xenophobic, they wouldn't come to the shop if I was there. And they wouldn't touch him. They don't touch other species because they're Talarians. But, yeah, I had to watch him die, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I don't want to have to watch that again.
Okay, it's actually not a bad thing. It's shows some vigor, some steel, some. What's the word that people use? A little vavavoom.
Really? Usually it's underhand. That's the word they use a lot of.
Underhand. Well, clearly with your arrest report, you've never been underhand.
No, I prefer an overhand. I do
Okay,
prefer it.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, you had a penchant for power systems and somewhat overclocking them a little bit too much.
It doesn't do permanent damage to the engine. I can just just eke out a little more power out of it. You have to be really attentive to what the machine needs, be willing to change things up on the flip of a dime, and it's a one-on-one situation. You can't do it with every engine. Just some of them, have been pre-loved a little better than. Look, if a good mechanic has had a hold of an engine for a while, then you can work with it like anyone to pull more out of them, you can't do that with every engine. Some of them are. I don't like the newer stuff. Okay, that's just a personal preference. I don't think there's as much flexibility to maneuver and shift some of the systems around.
Okay. Last couple of questions. What would you like to do on the Hawkins?
God, I'd like to see if I can rewire the entire ship before you retire it. I want to get it into the state where it doesn't need to be retired. See if we can get another voyage out of it. I think I could do that, especially with their engines. I don't know what your personal opinions are on experimental weapons and things like that, but I do enjoy tinkering. If I couldn't be working with the engines and the engineers, then I wouldn't mind being in security, beefing up some of their toys and having a little fix at what I can make a touch more powerful, or
What people
little
don't
more
understand
creative.
is science and engineering. When it comes to leaking out another megaton of them photon torpedoes, it's very much a team game. You're a team player, Karasik. That's what I'm asking. Are you a team player?
I think so. I don't really know. I'm not great with people.
Hopefully, after this voyage, you will know so. That is all, cadet.
Okay.
You're dismissed.
Mm-hmm. She does an awkward, suspicious salute and then creeps out the door.
I follow you out.
Yep, no, that's a bit close. Okay, Jesus.
Cadet Howard?
Yes, sir.
Come in, old chap.
Yeah, right away, sir.
Oh, whack a salute up then, Howard.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir.
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
How's mother?
Mom's doing well. She's
Okay.
gotten over her illness thanks to a great deal of medical advancement.
Okay, good. How was working with the Admiral last year, in his last year at Starfleet?
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Permission granted.
Tiresome.
Tiresome? Why?
Yes. He is in his retirement years and should be languishing in a well-deserved retirement.
Well, isn't that what he was doing? I mean, being chief advisor to Starfleet in
Yes,
biology and medicine.
Flying across the stars and trying to remember how Starfleet protocol 85 years ago is no longer the case.
Well, I think if you to ask his comrades at the time, I don't think he followed much of Starfleet protocol at that time either.
That being neither here nor there, sir, he certainly isn't following it now.
Okay, so tell me about that little incident that you had to provide security to him, and there was that awful incident with the pirates. You know what I mean? And they, you were in the shuttlecraft and they mistook him for somebody else, and you had to basically call everybody for action.
Do you ever spend a lot of time with an older a person who was once what they are not now, sir, and every now and then they'd like to be who they were? Well, Admiral McCoy, he saw some old friends, he said, sent out the hailing beacon, turned out to be pirates. They were not his old friends, and because he decided to open communications, Starfleet protocol dictated that we must have a conversation and parley with them, rather than raising the red alert, even though they were already pointing their guns at us.
But it seems that even though it was a diplomatic vessel at the time, you managed to kind of call people to action.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, as you know, Mom raised me. I know how to command when needed. I know where, what to say to the right people, and as long as they don't look at me and recognize that I'm barely of age, I certainly sound like I know what I'm doing. It's probably my only good skill.
The death of a very prominent and well-known member of Starfleet in his last year of been for your career. Was that not the reasoning you called for the action? You didn't want the death of a prominent admiral?
That would never happen under my guidance or any vessel that I'm on, sir. I would not even consider it a possibility.
So it's selfless commitment. Is that what you're saying, Cadet Howard?
No, that would be lying, sir. I
Okay, so
am
what was it
merely
then?
stating that protocol dictated my actions. I followed them to the letter, and it just worked out as protocol said it would.
Okay. So you didn't disagree with his decision to go into the Alpha Quadrant, quite way out, by the way. With him, was that some form of spirit of discovery, some form of you wanting an adventure, or was that just you just towing the party line with the Admiral?
Just following instructions, of course, sir. I am nothing if not strict with my orders.
Okay. So here is the captain's log at the time. Cadet Howard seemed rather enthused at the chance of leaving the solar system with the Admiral, and he said, "This is what Starfleet does. We go out and discover."
I did not realize he was successfully recording captain's logs anymore, sir.
Well, he wasn't the captain, was he? He was just a passenger.
Oh, so you spoke to...
You were, yes. You were overheard in 10 forward, yes.
I see. Well, sir, a little adventure never hurt anyone, and if the opportunity for some heroics arise, you can't expect me not to participate.
So how did we go from having a band of Orion pirates successfully kidnapping a Starfleet admiral and him coming back to Earth, or to the solar system, to Starfleet, with no shots fired? Take me through the negotiations.
Sir, we were never kidnapped. We made a planned exit of our craft, spoke congenially with the pirates, instructed them that what they were doing was against the laws of both the Starfleet and the system that they were in, and they
It's
kindly...
maritime law. Cadet Arthur, you should know this. It's maritime law.
Maritime law.
Yes, there we go. Because
yes.
space is classed as maritime law, yes.
Space is water, yes, of course. Sir, we spoke to them and informed them of their misgivings, their misdoings, and they kindly and gently acquitted themselves of their, law-breaking ways and passed us back off into the waiting hands of our vessel in mostly the shape that they started in.
Okay.
There were definitely no shots fired.
So you would say it was a successful negotiation. And bearing in mind, sometimes you need aggressive negotiations. It's not a thing that's discouraged, although we're Starfleet. Sometimes it needs to happen.
Of course, the lives of the vessel and its crew are tantamount to only greater lives or higher command.
So you would say you would lead by example, by your reputation. Your reputation leads by example. You want to be a bastion of all things leadership to your fellow cadets and crew.
I want my fellow cadets to see in me what I saw in my mother, as well as my other relatives and friends of the family. Of course, Admiral McCoy, a shining beacon of leadership, sir, in that when they don't know what to do, as happens so very often, especially with several of my companions, they know that I will always have the correct answer.
Okay, and that's by the look of it, when you got young Karisic off from more than one of her charges of assault on a JAG officer and insubordination and things like that. I believe some might say you're a barrack room lawyer. However, some might say you have a penchant for doing things the right way.
Zoe is a talented engineer, and I would be remiss to not allow certain frivolities in the names of Starfleet success that do not strictly break the laws, whether they bend upon them or not. And I take issue with being called a lawyer.
Okay, so here's the court martial's findings was, and I quote, she willfully and wantonly assaulted a JAG officer in the course of their duty. However, you argued the fact that they weren't doing their duty correctly and won the argument, the fact that her arrest was illegal because the fact that they didn't do their job properly. Would you not call that a backroom lawyer?
No, I was merely stating a variety of regulations within even recent history, stating that about the abilities of lesser officers to take command of situations where regulations are not being followed, where aggressive action can be taken in place of more reasonable talking solutions when someone is themselves breaking regulation. The JAG officer may or may not have deserved the court martial and may or may not be on a swift path to that line.
I think that was well documented in the summary of Milord. Let's go on the first offence. The first offence was the JAG officer's offence. And any action or reaction from Cadet Zoe was in line with that JAG officer not quite following procedure.
Absolutely, sir. So obviously, Cadet Karasik was only doing her best within the limitations of her teaching.
Okay, that's what came out of it, but we all know what she's like.
She hit him very squarely in the nose. Yes,
Yes,
that is exactly what happened. I'm aware.
It shows great composure that you were able to negotiate as a cadet. A full courts martial, by the way. And you know what I mean, composure and negotiations, and you know what, it's quite interesting having you on the crew, to be honest.
Well, sir,
Do you have any questions for me?
Could you not share the details of the courtroom with Cadet Karasik?
She was there.
Yes, but she doesn't seem to remember a lot of things. With young Karasik, I think it's her side of the story is the story, and mostly the wrong story. But yes, that's yes.
Well, clearly in law, it's not, is it, Cadet Howard? Because you won the court martial.
I would say that was my version of the story.
Okay, there we go. Right, off you go, Tiddlepip.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There we go. Cadet Eden. Cadet Eden.
Eden is standing waiting since he's the last one. He knows he's next.
Come in, old chap.
He walks in and he quickly unclips his Bajoran earring.
No, keep it on. Keep it on. Keep it on.
There's a confused look and reattaches it.
No, take
Yes, sir.
a seat. Take a
Sit
seat.
down.
Take a seat. Yeah, so you have faith.
Indeed. I believe in something greater than myself. I think we all do.
Okay. Do you want to tell me and the chief instructor a little bit about it?
About my personal faith?
Yeah.
Certainly. I'm not sure how much you know about Bajoran history and what we've been through as a people.
Frantically taps on a data pad.
Yeah. To sum it up, we've always had a strong belief and a strong faith in the prophets, as we call them. They help guide us through difficult times. They provide us with a sense of calmness and well-being when we need it. And we can draw upon our experiences with the prophets. And I believe it only enhances and helps our understanding of the world and the universe.
So it says here you were raised on Bajor.
Not on Bajor Prime, no. I was raised on one of the, I believe they were called colonies, the Cardassian colonies, but it was really a penal colony where a lot of their dissidents and their Bajoran captives were held and raised.
Okay,
It
so
was-
what kind of colony was it?
To put it bluntly, we were slave workers.
Okay.
We were held there. Every aspect of our lives were controlled by, at the whim of the Cardassians. We were growing food for them, and we needed to do what they said when they said it, or be punished. So it was a very, very strict upbringing. Myself and my mother managed to, through some long and careful planning, escape from them on
Thank you, Neve Gaming.
ship heading out. And once we were free from their space, we sought refuge in the Federation, and I knew that this was where I needed to be. This is the path I need to be on.
Do you miss the Alpha Quadrant?
I miss a lot of my friends I had to leave behind. A lot of Bajorans and a lot of other people are still living under Cardassian rule, which is not a gentle rule. But this is the path I need to take. I'm hoping that will help reunite me back to the Alpha Quadrant and back to my friends again. But I go where I need to go.
Okay, it says here that you spent a little bit of time in your first year with the how would you put it, with the some may call them psychologists. You know what I mean? And it said you were always tantamount to suspicion. You always wondered what people's motives were.
Yes. So initially, I'm not a particularly open person. I don't like speaking about my past, though
Well,
I have an
it's
interest in other people.
Just us in here. No need to worry about it.
I understand. Most of this is in my record, so I'm sure you're aware. So yes, me being suspicious of people and their motives having not been shown the level of openness and kindness and the whimsy of exploration that Starfleet currently has, not experiencing this in my life until I got to this point, it has been a bit of an adjustment for myself. I like to think I'm wary now, less suspicious outright. But I think I'm adapting and blending well with the other cadets.
Excellent. And how was your time? Because you're one of very few Bajorans within Starfleet Academy. I think if I remember right, I think you may have the second or the first one of an intake.
I believe so. There are very few Bajorans outside of the Cardassian rule. They see us as property and don't like to let us go. And when so many of us do escape their clutches, very few are willing or see Starfleet as just another organization with rules and laws and don't necessarily want to set themselves on that path. Though I see there's very much a distinction between what Starfleet is offering and what Starfleet is trying to do. And I believe in Starfleet, and I have faith in Starfleet.
Ah, there we go. There's that word again, faith.
Yes.
It always seems that if you read Earth's history from the probably mid 1800s to the early 21st century, it was faith was a very, very big thing on Earth, and I think the faith in a higher person being was subjugated or supplemented, I think is the correct word, to a faith in science. and I believe both are equally as important. The belief in something greater than yourself is as an offering. I think it makes you a better person. That's my own personal view.
Absolutely, and the prophets teach us to be open to new experiences and to be open to science. My faith does not deny the realities of the universe we live in, and we indulge in that. And to understand the universe is to bring us closer to the prophet.
Yeah, like it. So, I see you chose quite really early on that you want to be command division. How was that going, and what kind of track have you gone down within Starfleet Academy?
So yes, very interested in command, sir. I think everyone has something to offer Starfleet, and I think my time with the cadets I've been with has shown me such diversity in personalities, but I believe every single one of them needs to be enabled to reach their own full potential. And I think once we can do that and we can learn to work together, that is how we will achieve greatness.
So one could say everybody's on a path.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. And I want to help my fellow cadets achieve their goals, so long as they align with our own.
It kind of says here that it shows a lot of mental endurance. The fact that your Kobayashi Maru assignment, you spent, well, I don't think you got sleep. How did you get through that? I think it says here you were 78 hours in Starfleet's library, just religiously, for want of a better word, swatting up on the Kobayashi Maru. And you do know that the Kobayashi Maru is not a winnable scenario, but you wanted.
I also believe that the situation I was born into was not a winnable scenario, and yet here I am. I believe all of us face difficulties and we learn to overcome them or endure them. Some I've had to endure, but with the right amount of preparedness and with the right people by your side, you can overcome anything.
It does actually say that you that one of the people within your alumni was really, really struggling, and everybody was trying to cut them off as if they're a waste of space. They aren't going to survive. But you showed a massive empathy, and you got that cadet through the Kobayashi Maru. Like, what made you the needs of the many for? Do you get what I mean? Because you changed it around. You needed the few, that person, because you all would have been fine. Why that?
But I think if we abandon something because we don't see their benefits straight away, we narrow down our options and cut out what we need to do. I think we need to take a proper look at what we have available, resource-wise, personnel-wise, and make sure that they can make the best of what they are. And I think when we get to do that, we achieve results that are unexpected.
Well, it actually shows now. I believe that cadet is on the Sovereign. So,
yes.
So they're at the last year, same as you, going on their voyage, and I think it's a good show, a good feel of who you are as a person in general. Forgive the word, you know what I mean, or a Bajoran, however you want. I think it shows great endurance, great empathy. You know what I mean, and somewhat of a composure when everybody's around you, chipping in your ear. You've turned around and basically gone, I tell you what, you do what you need to do. I've got this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Let's stay away from the detractors. Let's stay on focus. So,
absolutely.
It says here, it's quite vague. It says about you've got a penchant for strategy and tactics.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Finding, if you'll excuse the parlance, the right tool for the right job. understanding the situation you're in is very important, and it's what kept me alive. Knowing when to act, how to act, and who should act is very, very important in making sure that your goals succeed.
Well,
so finding the right person to do the job and not assuming that it's always you, I find is very important.
all your reports have big old ticks on call to action, being able to get people to do things. I mean, collaboration, I think, is a big thing. I think that's gone through all the way through your Starfleet Academy reports. The fact that you were people mistake Dauntless for being kind of but that bigger person in the room that gets things done. And it also always mentions all the way through about the importance that you've gone through faith. You've always brought that faith into everything you do, and it's
part of me.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And do you know, it says that you've done a PAR, and I'm not too sure about what that is. I've never obviously experienced Bajoran.
It's part of our religion. So we have an energy, a life force, or part of our personality, our strength and our faith is our Pa, and having determination, being able to endure difficulties helps us strengthen this connection we have with the prophets. A lot of this we describe through our time with the prophets, but a lot of other people would just describe it as strength of personality, force of will, ensuring that you are on the right, making the right decisions for the right reasons and sticking with that and not being easily dissuaded when you are on the right course. And so, yes, it is a strength of will, but it is not in the sense of overbearing, in the sense of confidence of being yourself, of who you are.
Okay. Well, what's involved in this in the PAR then?
It's mostly a Bajoran thing. So when we have an opportunity, we meditate or pray, as some people like to put it, and we think about our connection with the prophets, our connection with our path, our destiny, what we want to achieve in life. Are we comfortable with it? And if our connection is strong enough, and if we are concentrating and focusing on that, we can have an experience. We like to call it an orb experience, where we receive a feeling that we're on the right path or not, or whether we're going to achieve what we want to achieve. Or sometimes it warns us if we're on the wrong path, if we're doing something the wrong way. It's I believe humans call it a form of intuition. A reliance on not just the empirical data that's ahead of you, but understanding from experience, from your own experience or other people's experience, understanding the situations you're in and how to cope with them. For us, it's a very deeply religious experience, but I believe it's similar to...
Is there anything that when you're on the ship, I need to think about as first officer, as XO, that I need to provide you space or anything like that?
Oh, no. I don't allow, and I wouldn't want any of my personal religious ceremonies or beliefs to interfere with my time on the ship at all. That will all be handled in personal time, and there are no requirements at all. And I believe that the adornments are against Starfleet code, so I will not be wearing my earring when stationed on the ship.
Okay, well, I personally don't have an issue with you wearing anything like that, but I understand where you're coming from. But yeah, so I think that's all. Have you got any questions for me as your first officer?
I'm looking forward to serving on the Miranda. I believe it's an older vessel, but
Yes,
it has
she is.
stood the test of time. It's still here, where many other ships of the same era have not endured as long, which speaks to its strength as a ship and as a crew. So I'm very much looking forward to learning from you. Is there anything of our mission that you can detail?
No. So this is basically a they call it a patrol mission. So we are going to go out. In fact, we'll do this with everybody else. Stay where you are. You may want to stand up. You don't want one sitting when the others aren't. But I'll go and get the rest.
He stands up and gives a salute.
Yeah, but salute goes back. So Benjamin goes and grabs the rest and cadets, all of you in here.
Oh, yep, right. And she
Zoe
like
last
she
in the group hiding behind.
I think she was like sitting on one of the chairs with her head like down, like almost taking a nap at this point because she was first. So she's like, hey, she has to wait for all of it. So she like stands up and then goes in, looking a little bit flustered because she probably just woke up from a nap.
So I'll introduce myself again. I'm Commander Benjamin Fleetwood. I am the executive officer, or the 2IC, or whatever you want to call it, of the Miranda class vessel, the USS 1301 Hawkins. She is a science vessel. However, we are going to be put opconned to the Beta Quadrant. So we will come under a gentleman called Captain Picard, who is Commodore of a fleet in the Beta Quadrant. Our mission is mainly going to be one of science and basically support. There's a galaxy. There's another science vessel. I'm not sure what that one, because we're all being opconned at the same time. Because if you don't know, the Enterprise is a new Galaxy class, one of the new Galaxy class starships. You know what I mean? So hopefully, when we get up to space dock, we'll get to have a good look at that massive vessel that is the Enterprise. But until we are
and everything, sir.
well, until we get up there, you ladies and gentlemen are on shore leave. Just make sure whatever you have your communicator with you, just in case things get called forward.
I don't think Arthur will be taking his uniform off, so that's probably not going to be a problem.
Yeah,
I requested a second communicator, sir, but they would not give me one.
Well, I just want one communicator between you all, and then the time is yours.
How long do you figure, sir?
Well, Hawkins is in space dock now. I think they're just going through final checks and things like that. But yes, yes, a very good point actually. Your captain is Captain Oshrev Azonan. You know what I mean? Don't be perturbed when you see him. You know what I mean? But he's a good officer coming towards the end of his career. You know what I mean? And I believe this is his last huzzah, as I say. But yeah, he's a very, very competent officer. You know what I mean? Being originally started as a comm officer, so he was operations, and then he spent the last 8 years of his career basically in charge of the Miranda, supporting the bigger vessels, the Gucci, as they say in the 20th and 21st century parlance, vessels. But yes, so time is yours.
You say he's in his last year. Was he flying the Hawkins when it was new?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, not quite that long.
He wasn't even a cadet when the Hawkins was first commissioned.
Yeah,
Yes, I've heard they had to go
It's
back in time to pull the
50
ship out of the archives.
It's 50-something years old, I believe. Anyway,
Yes.
right, you're all dismissed. Don't get into any
Thanks,
trouble.
sir.
But the time is yours.
Thank you, sir.
Good
Thanks, sir.
Here's Zoe walking out. Don't get into any trouble. How is that our time? Just she's
So-
walking out the room.
Before our little break, what do you want to do? You've got the time is your own, and there is a space dock there's the bars, there's shopping, there's anything you want to do. You know what I mean?
I religiously tail Zoe to ensure that she does not get court-martialed before we leave.
So on the break, think of things what you want to do, and then after the break, we'll come back. We'll do the giveaway, and if people want to be the giveaway, so we're going to come up with the name. We're going to put a raffle out. It'll come up, and then we'll do the giveaway for the core rulebook when we get back. And then you don't have to stay on the Discord, but if you just come into Discord, and I will link the Discord here. If you would like to be part of it, just join the Discord, and if your name comes out of the raffle, send me a DM on the Discord. I will tell the people, I will ask nicely the people at Modifius, and they will give you, if you give me your email, they'll email you a link to the digital copy. And you know, if we get more people involved in the second half of this, or the second third, we will see if we can unlock another giveaway and or the discount code. But it all depends on kind of, you know, Modifius and things like that. Everybody happy? So you all work out what you want to do in the break. I will mute you all. Yes, P. I will mute you all, and we'll be back very, very soon. And then we'll do it. Okay, everybody. Hello. We're back. Giveaway time now. Can we have? How very dare I? There we go. Right. So I go into... Bear with me. I'm like 45 years old. Shh now. Shh. Oh, what did you do as your major then? Computer science. Right. Got some self-employed. Right, here we go. Can we have a little bit of a drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen? And there we go. Okay, the first one we can't have because it's one of us. Okay, Goat. Unfortunately, you don't get the copy that you've already got. It is Idris. Then underscore at the end. So Idris, pop yourself into the Discord. Can someone just put an exclamation mark Discord? Send me a DM of your Intermathers address, your Intermail address, and then I will get you a digital copy of the core rulebook for Mephidius's Star Trek Adventures. Sent to you. Pronto. May not be till Monday because it is what time? Like nearly 10 o'clock on a Friday. But you know what I mean? You're there. Ben doesn't have any parties to go to. If you want to party hard. Anyway, also, thankfully, so you may see something coming up. It may have been up already, and I wasn't in control of this. They were in control of it. But a link to a discount code for the core rulebook, as in the main copy, so a hardback copy, and a hardback copy of Utopia Planetasia, I think that's how they say it. It's a source book, so it gives you the core rule book and how to make your own starship, basically. But not only does the extension book have every cool ship in Star Trek, it also has basically how to develop your own cool starship. And it's how the people at when they're doing the Star Trek series, use the spreadsheet they use to do that, the tools, and also the people at Star Trek Online use exactly the same process. So yeah. So there we go. No big deal. No big deal. Bear with me. I am just sorting this out for the lucky winner. And DM me your email. I will get it sent to you. Kiss, kiss. There we go. Right. So, when I was away, and hopefully everything wasn't streamed over the break, though it may have been. Okay, cool. What was the decision about what you want to do? You've got your downtime. Okay, cool. Oh, I need to stop that. Do I need to stop it? Because in case we get a load more followers, we may be able to give another one. So I'll keep it up. Yeah. There we go. So we can do a second giz away. Right. What are we doing? You guide me. This is your story. Tools. Going shopping. So so there are a few shops at Starfleet Academy, mainly dealing with a typical not military training center, that kind of environment, overpriced commissary, yada yada yada. There's a couple of bars, and there's kind of a communications hub where you can go and speak to your family lam and ding dongs, and ensure that everybody's listening into your family issues and things like that. You know, typical things. Things don't change from the 21st century to the 25th. Okay. Let's do the round robin. Joy, sorry, Rim, what does your character want to do? And she's like, no. Okay, we'll move on to Riddick. Well, you know, well. Riddick, what do you want to do, mate? So I'm going to use a very British military parlance here, and I do apologise, but it's called your 1157. It is your issued equipment, so it's going to be called now. This is law. Your 1157. So you going back to your barracks and yep.
Daft, do you have us muted still?
Yes,
Neve
I
said
know.
to
Neve
Daft.
just said, please, somebody give that person a massive cuddle. And now you're all.
I'm muted.
No. I need, bear with me. I need to go through it again. You're all frozen now for some reason.
So my beautiful speech just got ruined.
Except for Oliver, who was
Do
never
it again.
frozen somehow.
Do it again.
Yeah.
I know, right? Oh. And Neve just bloody followed us as well. Crazy.
Dubbed.
Legend.
What?
Cutie.
Randy.
Wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
He's a macho man.
Don't look at me. You saw nothing.
Right.
You heard nothing.
Talk with each other whilst I sort the cameras out. I know.
Absolutely.
Stupid.
So
Hold
when
on,
he's
hold on.
back,
Write the theme tune.
quite
Thing the
savage.
theme tune.
We gotta-
produce it.
Excuse me.
Guys,
Oh.
I want to talk to y'all today about something that's very special to me. There's a man that I know not all of you know. His name is Benjamin. He has taken it upon himself, through the kindness of his own heart and the giving of his own time, to generate an actual play. Now, I know that's not a common term, but I want y'all to know that this is something that you need in your life. That's right. Take a look inside your heart, where all the blood pumps. Then forget about that because there's nothing in there. Take a look inside your brain and think to yourself, do you want to hear some Star Trek shenanigans with a bunch of people you may or may not know and have a good time every now and then? Mostly
Thank you,
a variety
Teco.
of people
Really appreciate
making
it.
fools of themselves. That's right. I know you do, because I do too. We're the same, you and I, except for Ben, who's the game master and therefore obviously better than the rest of us. That's right. Follow today. Daft Medic, twitch.tv/.
Radio 1. Yep. There we go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is D&D Randy.
I hope they heard like nothing but the last third of that. It just looked like me doing a bunch of dumb shit for a while, and then they suddenly hear music.
But isn't that RPG? Just doing some dumb shit?
Yeah, but if there's some like predication where I like build up to it, at least they're like, oh, Randy's doing some dumb shit. And it's just like silence. Oh, he's doing some weird stuff and pointing at me a lot. Ah, music, And then
Right. So where were we, Mr. Riddick? So you were getting your 11:57 ready before I disastrously didn't do my my shizzle right.
Yeah. I love that you draw the mock like we asked you to do.
I drew the what?
Oliver.
Oliver, yeah. Yeah, it's a druid. Yeah, I'm getting my kit ready, and then I go to the bar drinking non-alcoholic drinks, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so one person's getting their 11:57 ready, knowing that they are deploying into space, the final frontier. Back now to Rium. What are you doing?
I honestly do think that she needs to pack all her crap. She
What does
I
crap
said
look
before.
like? What does this look like?
I mean, her beautiful, interesting hobby is taxidermy. So when you enter her barracks, there are like preserved, not just random bits, preserved.
Okay.
Like
The
animal
DM,
parts
the
here and
DM
there.
pushes in his requirement to come in with an innuendo. But
Innuendo.
I'm not going to do it, so carry on.
Yes,
What
go ahead.
was the point of interjecting
well,
then?
Well, you know.
May as well.
No,
It
I'm not
was
going to do it
the-
now.
Fine.
In
Do
your rendo. That's about as far as I'm going with that one.
Okay.
Right. Sorry.
Okay, confused. But
Good. Welcome to
yeah,
me.
so when you like enter a barracks, you see all kinds of different files of like chemicals and preserved animal body parts, like all neatly in one area. So it's not like it's all over the room. It's only on one area, like on a desk with a cabinet. But it's quite a bit to pack. So she will probably start packing all of that very, very delicately. Also the stuff she already made, and make sure that she lists some stuff on intergalactic eBay to make sure that that she can sell that before she has to go or whatever. And yeah, aside from that, just packing everything, making sure that everything is neat and nice and yeah, all ready to go.
Okay. Are you going to go out with the rest of the mob afterwards?
I mean, it's probably going to take her a little bit longer to get all her junk ready. So yeah, afterwards she will go to the usual bar that they normally go.
Okay.
To see if there is anyone else.
Excellent. Cadet Karasik, over to you.
Zoe wants some nice, shiny electronic tools that she can fiddle around with and make do other things that she won't get in trouble with because they're not Starfleet property, they're her property. It's pre-Arthur Howard. Fuck yeah, it's pre-Arthur prep. That's what she calls it. She's probably gonna get some stain removal stuff just because the Starfleet usually take care of washing her uniform, but she knows she's not good at keeping it clean, so she's getting some of that degreasing shit to make sure she can keep the oil out of it. Other than that, she'll just go pack her stuff, get a bag ready that she can pick up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then she's gonna go drinking. She doesn't know she's going to be able to get the same alcohol all over the universe. It would be foolish to not imbibe her favorite.
Okay, excellent. Are you going out, or are you popping out?
Oh, Zoe's going out, but that doesn't mean she gets any, like, there's no physical difference. She just, it's whether she's going for a drink or she's going for drinks.
Ah, okay.
That's the only difference to
Excellent.
her.
Okay, so you've squared your 11:57 away. Yep.
Yeah.
Shit squared. Okay. Are you a type of person that would, against your own volition and your own wanting, but have your shit squared away anyway? Or are you wardrobe, not wardrobe?
Very much wardrobe. I feel like Zoe probably was living out of a bag for the past few years, like just sort of not committing to putting things
90%
away.
of my military career.
Yeah, 100% wardrobe. Yeah, it all just gets chucked in. There's no folding or anything. Once it's in the bag, that's the job done, and she can go and have fun now.
She knows where she is. Yeah. Roger.
Yeah.
Arthur Howard.
Yes.
What
What
would you be doing?
Well, first I have to follow Zoe through the shops to make sure that she does not get any fights and get court-martialed. Trying to avoid revisiting the court systems. Afterwards,
Bitch slaps a customer service rep, but you calm her down.
well, as long as they're not a Starfleet officer, it's actually okay with me. They're the riffraff, so it's all right. Then after Zoe heads back home, you probably find Arthur booking it straight to his room, realizing he's been prepared for this since like 3 weeks ago and just checking it over another time. Calls some sort of attendant of some kind, informs them that his belongings are to be delivered post haste to the ship or to wherever it is that he's expected to be.
Okay, so you do that, and the yeoman of the academy comes quite dutifully up to you, looks at you, and goes, "Cadet, I'm a non-commissioned officer in Starfleet. Not your bag person. Do it yourself."
Have you considered being both?
He looks at you, turns his back, and walks away.
Duly noted, sir. Have a good day. Gotta try. Sometimes, you just gotta figure it out. See where the lines are. So before drinks, he will go and deliver his belongings long before he needs to be there tomorrow, just to be ahead of the game, and then arrive probably still too early for drinks.
Okay. Mr. Eden, over to the
It's never
Bajoran.
too early for drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but y'all are gonna show up at a reasonable hour, 7. I'm gonna be there at 4.
Yeah. Somewhere it's 7, right? Somewhere in the
True.
galaxy. it's
Absolutely.
7.
Hey,
So,
as soon as Zoe was done, her plan that block of time was just set aside for drinking. So there's no time of when that should or shouldn't happen.
Right,
Exactly.
but I can imagine
I-
Zoe wandering towards her room in a haphazard fashion, then looking at her bag of clothes, where did I put that sock? And that takes half an hour.
I don't know. I don't think she's that distracted. I think she knows what's got to go in. She's not too asked about cleaning it or making it look pretty, but she'll shove it in and get down to the fucking bar where her priority
Gotcha.
is.
Right.
I'm not saying that Riddick is an alcoholic, but he likes his drink.
So we are now. The camera is now kind of transitioning, like a wipe, to Cadet Edon. And what are you doing?
So Edon pretty much lives ready at any moment's notice to drop everything and run. That's what he grew up with. That's what he's used to. So everything he has is already in a go bag. It's already there. He has no personal effects. So he is spending his time helping Cell get her stuff sorted and shifted so that she can get there on time as well and enjoy the drinking. And offers, since we all have allocated personal space, he can take some of the extras from her if she doesn't manage to sell them.
There we go. What a good little officer he is. All
Give him
right.
a pat on the head.
So
Also more drinking then.
let me give you some examples of bars that are frequented greatly by Starfleet Academy. So you've got the bar on the base. You've got the downstairs bar as you go into the main Starfleet building. It's on the left hand side, and it's just like a strip bar. You know what I mean? It's like not a strip bar where people. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's a bar. It's a massive long bar. Like if you've all been to the University of York in the UK, it's the world's longest bar. Anyway, yeah.
Obviously, yeah, definitely been there.
So it's like that. So there's tap 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 tap. There's the in the background. Then you've got you've got so you go out and there's some quintessential Starfleet, Army, Navy, Air Force bars. You know what I mean? Like spit and sawdust, things like that. What we're going for? What kind of bar do you guys normally, guys and girls and others, wherever Eden is?
I think we start good, and then as the night goes on, we end up in.
Oh, so you start with good floors, and then have you?
I feel like
feet
that's how
stuck?
we get Arthur to come out. Yeah, because we have. If we start.
If you don't start in if you start
wine bar.
in the one where they like the other officers are, I will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then you just gotta get 2 drinks in, and that's all you need, and then you can pull them out to some of
And
the
we
secret
just
places.
some the next bar is oh yeah, this is where the real officers go.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And it's a bit more of a dive, and then it just gets worse and worse and
Yeah,
worse.
It's all the AWOL officers. It's all the dishonorable discharge officers.
We call them Toucan Van Damme.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me set the scene. So it kind of the scene fades from Starfleet Academy, and it's almost like a if you know Star Trek, and I'm going to actually give salute to people who know Star Trek. There is a seagull flying over the bay. So the river underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, and you see 2 whales kind of breach and
Just the
kind of
two?
thing. Yeah, just the 2. That's all you see. And then like, you follow this seagull comes through, and you're like, and it goes into San Francisco, Maine, which doesn't quite look like San Francisco looks now. You've got your quintessential San Fran riverfront housing type thing that you have now, the ones that go for millions and millions of pounds and like a shoebox, but the rest of it is like a really vertically elevated area.
They built up,
they
not
built
out.
up, not out. Yeah, to keep the surrounding area of San Fran as instead of it sprawling out, they built up. So this kind of seagull's croaking around, and it sits on top of. It's almost like if you like cyberpunk, that kind of neon, kind of nihilistic environment. The seagull settles like on a bench in the middle of this whole strip, and there's neon lights to the right hand side, and there's like gold girls with the kind of neon things, and the legs go up and down in the 3 stages. There's bar, fucking Kardashian, whatever. I mean, there's a bar. There's every bar. It's like San Francisco now. There's every bar to cater, or every restaurant to cater your needs. I mean, it's like going into any metropolis. Like London, you can go to Chinatown, yada yada. You can get anything you want. I mean, it's not an issue. But the strip you're on is frequented by Starfleet and a lot of the cadets. It's not too far away from Starfleet Academy. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the scene opens as all 5 of you. I couldn't count for a minute. All 5 of you are there.
How many drinks into the evening are we?
Don't know how many drinks have you had before you went out.
I mean, we have to get 2 in Arthur to get him out of the Starfleet Academy.
So exactly 2
Yeah, so probably
for me.
Yeah.
for Arthur.
For Arthur 2, we're not drinking that much on the Starfleet. It's a bit more expensive, of course. So I think I'm in 1, pretending to have 5, just to make Arthur drink his second one, so we're free to go.
Well, let's talk about that expense. There is no expense in this time frame. It's very egalitarian. It is very utopian. You do have a certain amount of what you can and what you can't have, but as money per se, it's not an issue.
All right, who wants to play pool?
In that case, I'm 4 down. I mean,
Well, it's free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's also Synthahol,
Yeah,
so
it's free.
yeah.
It's also very monitored.
In that case, Zoe's on her 4th and eyes the bartender like just gives him a wink, like, don't give it to me.
Coming at me, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So-
thanks, love. Make it a double next time, eh?
So you do have you've got your little bars that provide a certain amount of gentleman's relish, or ladies' relish, and things like that. You know what I mean? You have them kind of bars.
Person's relish.
Yeah,
Person's relish.
You do have very high-end wine bars. You do. It all depends on where you want to go. What you want to do. It's your time. Remember, this is my time.
Quite happy in a dive.
Okay.
Guys, I think we should go watch the Earth Games at the wine bar.
no.
You know, where they get to sit in the big nice chairs, and there's a television that's really too far away, but you pretend like you know what's going on. Yeah. And they've got food.
If you're looking for a good pool hall, if we go down past Cisco's restaurant,
Right.
straight down there, second on the left, down that alleyway,
Right.
very good pool hall.
Do
And
you want to have a game, Arthur?
I
definitely-
believe they have some genuine alcohol.
Not
Let's go!
Fuck. Come on, we're going to go play pool. Come on, we'll have a tournament, Arthur.
Oh yeah, Arthur. Let's see how good you are.
As
Yeah.
long as we never go back to Cisco's, it looks like Sal's cooking there.
Yeah, no, we're not going to a goddamn wine
No.
bar, all right? You're the
No.
only one that likes wine between us.
Yeah.
Well, I
What's
mean,
happening?
it's important that you like wine, okay? All of High Command drinks wine.
Well, I don't need to fit in to get along. I'd much rather they have a taste of where I'm from. Maybe give them a little cultural attaché. What do you say, Arthur?
I say that's what court-martialed you. Got it. To the bar.
Still here.
Uh-huh.
Excellent.
Thoroughly unaware that you've been batting for her.
No, that doesn't happen, I'm sure.
So as you go down there, so obviously you've got the strip, and then it's almost like the quintessential, like San Fran sometimes has its quirky little rat runs.
Mhm.
It is, but it's just off that main strip, and you go in there, and all it says is pool, beer on tap. That's it. I mean,
Yeah.
so you go in there, you're looking, and it literally is what it is. There's a bar, there's a couple of tables with a menu on top of it, and then there's 3 pool tables, and that's it. It's all wooden floors.
Zoe walks up to the bar. Can I get 2 tequilas? You just keep them coming. She just drops like a note on the it's not to pay for them. It's a tip. Like for a dive bar, I feel like if she tips, you might get someone.
You might get
a
real
little bit-
alcohol.
1, real alcohol. 2, someone who's less of a busybody and doesn't care how many you've had so far, and then immediately makes her way
Mm.
over to the pool table and starts chalking up some cues.
So interestingly, the
Oh, my, about to get refused.
barmaid in the back, who is a very beautiful 6'5" Andorian lady with
Maybe I don't go straight to the pool table.
very pert assets,
Mm-hmm.
and lovely eyes.
She gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, she goes towards the replicator and then doesn't. She goes onto the top and cracks open actual tequila.
I'm just gonna lean on the bar then, like that sort of like teasing her and just wink at her a little bit.
She comes over, bubs you on the nose, like, boop, and goes,
Full red.
how many tequilas is that?
I'll take 2 for now because I think I'd quite like
Well-
to come back.
Yeah, we'll probably use the bottle.
So your lieutenant commander, who?
Me? No.
Do we?
Just a cadet. I could be anyone.
Oh, well, you see, cadet shouldn't be in here.
Okay, well maybe I'm not a cadet.
Okay, that's good enough for me then.
Yeah.
And then she pours the 2, puts the bottle on, whole thing of lemon, a petri dish full of salt,
That's all. Yeah.
and then glasses. How many glasses do you want?
Well, I think we'll take 5. We should at least do one together before the tournament, right, guys? Get everybody in the right frame of mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know if they're all tequila drinkers. Honestly, this one's going to ask for wine.
And now tequila first. It'll be a tradition.
Yeah. we'll
Yeah,
wait-
let's
we'll
make
wait
it
for the
tradition.
custom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
Everybody
respect
got to
the
do a
traditions,
tequila
Arthur.
shot in the end. That's right, Arthur. You know, it's getting along with the team.
Yes. Teamwork and camaraderie is important. It is part of regulation.
And lead by
That's
example.
right,
I
Mr.
think.
Howard.
Right.
Everything's fine.
You have the tequila. So what happens at the pool table then? Tell me.
Zoe's going to hustle these motherfuckers, but they've seen Zoe hustle people
So
before.
you absolutely see it isn't a holographic table. It's a real slate
This is
pool
yeah.
table
Yeah, they're
with real
fucked.
felt. There's real cues. There's real chalk.
no interference. No computers do anything.
Just
dodgy.
physics.
Can't
Just
beat
pure
me.
physics.
Easy. I got
I
this.
think
So-
that probably actually gives Zoe the advantage.
So
If
it
it wants
The
to
bar's
we're-
empty, by the way. There's nobody
Yeah.
in there. There's just you 5.
Yeah.
Sick.
I think we'll be putting up shifts as currency.
Ah,
Ah.
that's genius. Genius, Andon.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Make sure you
It is
record this.
trading ships regulation.
Absolutely, you can trade shifts, as in
Yeah.
shifts.
Yes, but as betting currency though.
We're not
They
betting.
don't even know
we're-
why we're swapping the shifts. We just have to.
Yeah.
I'll know.
Well,
Most senior officers play poker. So
Ah,
so
Mm,
gotta
okay,
get into
okay,
the
okay,
right
okay,
mentality
okay.
of this.
Yeah, okay.
part of
Yeah.
the
Alright,
fun is
I'm
being
down.
able
This
to
is
play
training.
off Each other, you know?
I'm on board. I like that. Yeah, training. Good, yeah.
Well done, Andon. Well done.
Sel, you're up
Right.
for this?
So
Trading shifts for pool games?
clearly, it's going to be. Are you going to do 1-on-1, or are you going to go up in pairs? Because you got to think we've got 5. People.
Well, we've got three pool tables and the place to ourselves, right?
Yes. But we'll only
Yeah.
need 2 tables then.
I will
Well,
be
as long as we
cheerleading
do
tonight,
one-on-one,
guys.
We can just do it
I'm-
at the same time.
I'm sure somebody can work out the statistics and do up a nice little round robin league for us.
No, I will be. I will
And
be the judge of tonight. I will be the judge of tonight. That's fine. I will be judging. So there's a non-partial, no friend politics, and I'm really confident that I can do this.
And
What do
too
we call
drunk
that?
to aim the stick.
That's not part of the discussion here, Arthur. You know
You
very
don't want to
well
damage
that
his reputation as a sniper, you know? That's what it is.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I think Riddick's.
I don't have anything to prove here. I can perfectly do this, but
I think
Yeah, do it.
there was 5.
a little bit of a turkey, I think. Is it turkey? Is that the animal
So
that's afraid of things? The
So-
turkey? Yeah.
quickly,
Oh, chicken, you mean?
Chicken. I don't know.
Chicken.
quickly
That's-
pick your
yes.
teams.
Mhm.
If we're
Are we
doing
doing
this,
teams or one-on-one?
or 1-on-1, you need to quickly. Okay, we're going to do
Definitely
1-on-1.
one-on-one.
So
One-on-one.
here is the rules or the
Okay.
law for it. If you want to cheat, you can cheat. However, it is going to be presence
Mhm.
and then con, and you're going to be going off against each other.
Oh no. Gotta roll under a 10.
Okay, right. You filthy fucking mongrels. Pick who's going to against each other. You know what I mean? This is your play. This is your game.
After Riddick has got chicken, he's taking the challenge. Come on, he's just
Oh, yeah.
standing there looking at them. Yeah, come on then. Hey,
All right. Right, Riddick, do you want to go then? Well,
Yeah,
you
sure.
Any more drinks?
So
yeah.
as
At least I can say that I won perfectly straight face, right?
as the barmaid clearly sees Riddick kind of standing back, She walks over to him and she goes, "What's you're not playing big man?"
Yeah, I will be the first one to go. I will go against. Zoe will be the one that I will beat. I think. Well, I'm not sure, but I will definitely try.
Okay.
I think.
So you're Lieutenant who?
Sorry, I think I can't remember
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm fully focused on beating Zoe's ass. I get in the zone, and then, bam, we're going.
Okay.
Deep in.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at you, kind of just a little gently kisses your cheek, and walks off back to the bar.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, Riddick's totally distracted now. He's like,
I
what
think
the
Zoe was watching that flirting.
Right, team. Let's go.
Let's go. We're teaming?
Who is
we're
up first? Oh, wait. Who's against who?
I
Zoe
thought it
and
was Zoe Riddick first.
Zoe Riddick first, yeah. And I fucked it up.
So what was it? Presence and con,
Told you
right?
I can't roll for
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
There we go. I don't know what's happening, but yes, I don't know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what happens. So she's looking all cocksparrow, and she's chalking the pole up, and she's looking around all the Prince of Persia look, and then she whacks the cue, and the cue tip falls off, and then the cue ball basically hits the colours, but then everything spreads out and she pots the black, and Riddick wins straight away.
yeah, Riddick is really just there, like.
She's like hovering over the table, just like in complete shock, like not moved from.
When you think about it,
So for the
that's an
stream,
incredible shot, though.
Yeah.
for the stream's purposes, so Zoe's got a 16 and a 20.
19 and a 20 was even worse.
Yeah,
Oh no, it was
and-
16.
No,
And
16.
yeah, she didn't do very well. Whilst Riddick got a 13 and a 9, and this is an opposed check, so yeah.
Fuck.
So lower is better in this in 2d20 basically.
Now, Zoe, just remind me. It's been a while since I've played pool.
Mhm.
You're not supposed to do that?
No, you're not supposed to.
Oh. Okay. I'll remember. Thank you.
So you're saying you lost? Is that what you're saying?
I know what you're talking about, Arthur.
You
So
don't.
who's
Oh,
next?
Riddick, did you win?
So that Riddick could have a better chance at winning the game. That's all it
Yeah,
is, really.
So you lost on purpose.
Yes, she did lost on purpose. How
Oh,
else?
well, that's very kind of you.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah. She just wanted to give my reputation a
Definitely the
good.
sort of thing I would do.
Yes. Very giving, very, very kind to your fellow companions. Yes.
So who's next to?
Well, let's do the next best one. So why don't you go, Arthur? I think you should be fine, right? I mean,
Who's
I've-
going
I've-
against Arthur?
I've never lost a game in my entire life, so
I think you should go with Ado. I think that's a fair fight, right?
Who?
Yeah, you should go with
Who's-
Eden.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
positive.
Okay.
Win a place sale.
all right.
She's the end boss, right? She's the one
I'm the
who-
amboss. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Come on, Ed.
Fuck.
I hope your aim is good.
You see, so what happens? This is going to have to be another round because you both equally kind of miss. It's like that to and fro of a pool game. One just slightly misjudges one slightly misjudges the other. They're pretty equal on what you're doing. I mean, however, Arthur's potted 2 more than Jarrow's potted, because you got 2 successes. Jarrow got 1 success. So the next round. So let's go.
Are we going again?
Yeah.
You're saying? All right.
This one dictates the winner.
Here comes my easy victory.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
There you
so
go.
it was almost a 1.
I was hoping for this.
So-
The guy who doesn't know how pool works wins.
Not
Yeah,
important.
everything.
So
No.
literally Literally. So for some reason, he just got this weird, almost
Beginner's
taken
luck,
over beginner's luck.
obviously.
And he was just this
the prophets
black
are with me.
was hidden behind the Eden's colour, but he managed to pat it off two what do you call them? Two posts. Buffers things. You can tell I don't do pool. And then hit it, and then it just sank beautifully the black ball into the corner, and Howard won. So that means
No, I lost.
No, he lost.
you
Oh,
won.
yeah.
Oh, I misread it. Yes,
Adam
Howard
won.
lost. Yes,
We went
Adam won.
backwards,
Yeah.
The other way around.
Yes.
So it
Well done,
is-
Ed. Well done. Nice work.
Get it in. Right, Eden v Sale, or should Riddick go for Sale before Riddick gets another drink?
Too late. Too late. No, he's not drinking. So
Okay.
He's lying.
I can go against Riddick if you want. Mind?
yeah,
Riddick
sure.
likes
Yeah.
Adolf,
There
'cause
we
that'd be
go.
brilliant.
This is the match we want to see.
Yeah.
Hercules.
Okay. You have to help me through this because I have not rolled many dice before in this system.
Was it presence and con?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
presence,
present.
then con.
Okay. How?
You should just roll.
Click it
So click
Yeah.
presence, then click con. It'll roll.
Yeah, the present.
Okay,
the
I'm
number, on
clicking
the
it.
number.
It's not-
on the number of con. So
Yeah.
click on the word presence and then click on the number for next to con.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Think of it as
No.
highlighting and
So
then.
basically, stream, we're
yeah.
using the VTT is
Oh, oops, I did a bit-
fantasy grounds.
Did I do good?
You
Emma.
didn't click your
Okay.
attribute, I don't think.
No, I didn't click my
Oh.
attribute. Sorry.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
she absolutely stuffed the shit out of you anyway.
Yeah,
twice.
yeah. It should be. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Annihilated.
she cleared up from the start.
Yeah,
You mean-
she does the typical like hot lady move, like bending over the
Yep.
pool table and then doing
Taking a button down.
Yeah.
Yep,
Kosher, thank
leaning
you.
in.
So
We all know.
here we go. Here's the grand final. Y'all getting another. How many drinks you've had in between?
One every round. Shot of tequila.
At least.
Well, shit.
Zoe doesn't shot her tequila. Zoe likes to have 2 fingers of sipping tequila with like lime
Zoe
around
like
the edge.
all I heard was Zoe likes 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 fingers of tequila.
Okay.
Thank you.
After
very
the
much.
after the mandatory initial shot, only wine.
Yeah.
Oh my
So,
god. Yeah.
after she witnessed the blue bar lady flirting with Riddick, and not only was that a
There we
giant
go,
surge
stream.
of jealousy,
Welcome to our humor.
Mm-hmm.
we're filth.
Mhm.
So she was very jealous watching the bar lady. So she'll be just be nursing her drink. But this is probably a 4th tequila of the night.
So who brought the com?
That was Arthur. He's still.
I have at least one, if not someone else's also.
32 shoes did, yeah.
What?
You,
Yeah.
Why?
well, it's
Yeah, I
a
mean-
it's a very
Reasons.
very very brick building.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are you trying to say something right now?
Nope.
Are you
Tell
saying
me-
he's
I
low
mean,
on
it sounds
bars?
like you are.
We're all afraid now.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I am trying to say something because 3 JAG officers
Shit.
come into
Can I finish my
into the bar and said out. No.
Do we
And-
notice?
Roll insight, all of you.
Insight what?
With
So insight and security.
security?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can do.
Yeet.
Oh, get fucked. 3 successes. I see them straight away. Come
Nice.
on.
I got a crit success. Oh, you got 3.
Yeah, yeah. You do see these JAG officers, and you actually see the bar lady pointing
the
towards the
Mm-hmm.
the table.
The only
Mhm.
people in the bar. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
there's
just
a few
gonna
more
lean
people in the bar
over.
now.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, okay, some other people coming. That's
Those
good.
2
That's
Jack
good.
agents. Yeah, yeah. I got where you're going.
Are we all around the pool table?
Yes.
Okay, whoever's got the cue, Zoe's gonna lean in, grab your shirt, pull you in very painfully. Cadets are not supposed to be in here. Scatter. And Zoe's
you-
just gonna start espionaging and sneaking her way out of the bar.
Why aren't we supposed to be in here? What's going on? What do you mean?
Zoe didn't tell you that.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have left.
Zoe wouldn't have
So-
told you that. Exactly.
The moment Zoe says that, really sobers up a bit. Like, fuck, let's get out of here.
These 3 JAG officers approach you all and say, "Oh, how's your evening? You good? You all good? How's your evening?
Doing
Oh,
well, officers.
Oh, you see,
It's been good so far.
You're drinking proper tequila."
No, sir, this is wine.
One of the JAG officers reached down and sniffs it, repulses. That smells like tequila.
No, I've been drinking wine. I stated
No.
so very clearly, sir.
Have
Yeah,
you
you did.
have you got any form of identification on you?
Of course, sir.
We're only asking because like we have a lot of Starfleet mixing with Starfleet Academy. We just need to make sure people in the bar aren't from the Academy. You know what I mean?
Are
Yeah,
Academy
we're
students
showing-
not supposed to be in the bar, sir?
Well, no, sir. It's on your standard operating procedures. Your Part
Is
1
that
orders.
true?
Your Part 1 orders, sir.
I literally wouldn't be in the building if that were a fact.
Go on, Joe.
But you are.
You were very very
Um,
at the time.
Okay, so the scene, there's 2 people currently have come up to the pool table, right?
No, all 3 of the JAG officers.
3 JAG officers.
Okay, and are they all talking to Arthur currently, or?
No, they put it out as a group chat. So when you try and garner intelligence of a group of people, you put a broad sweeping statement across, and then when somebody responds, you narrow down on their response, and that's what they're doing.
Zoe's already tried to hightail it. That's why
Yeah.
I'm quiet. She full on fucking just left.
Eden's trying to gauge if they
Not
are
gonna stop.
want us out or want us arrested. Like, are they just trying to move us on, or how severe do these people seem?
It depends on how do you want this to go? It all depends on you guys.
I'm trying to gauge if they're gonna let us off
No,
with a
they're
warning kind of thing.
they're asking you a question. They're asking you a broad sweeping question, with the fact that this is only supposed to be for
Well,
actual Starfleet.
well, officers, I think we may have gotten a little bit too enthusiastic with our recent posting and may have wandered off where we shouldn't be.
Okay.
Well,
And
we'll
again,
make sure
can
this
we?
doesn't happen.
Can I have your ID cards,
I
please?
ha-
Your
yeah, yeah, I hand
identification.
over my identification.
Of course, sir.
I hand over mine first.
I hand
Okay.
over mine and literally everyone else's.
Where's the Vulcan that was with you?
We don't have a Vulcan, sir.
Oh. Huh. Where's the? She was with you. She was literally just playing pool with you. We saw her. She effed up in the toilets in the back, and where's she gone?
Definitely.
We don't have a Vulcan, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's my mistake then. So can it's like you hear as it's the processing the information. Oh, Cadet Jero, any more? Can I have your ID, please?
I gave literally everyone's
Okay.
names.
Okay. Doctor. Where's his target? Okay. Cadet. Right. Okay. Right. Who is your friend that ran?
Oh,
This can
that's
happen one or two ways.
our Romulan companion, Zoe.
Alpha 1 to control. We've got one squirter. Yeah. Can you put Dragnet in? Yeah. The usual cadets. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
So, do you read Part 1 orders?
Of course, sir. I was unaware that we were in an unauthorized establishment.
So I do understand that the map that they put in was basically from the 21st century, and it's very difficult to work out what's the strip and what's not strip.
Yes.
However, you're fourth-year students, and
Yes, but
by
I've
the
never
look
been
of
here,
this,
sir.
you are
And sixth,
Like
to
a
be fair.
clearly she's the doctor. However, how do I handle this as a JAG officer that you've gone against Part 1 orders? You're drinking before going on knowing you're going on a voyage the day before. How do you want me as a JAG officer or us as a JAG officer to deal with this? Do we just send you on your way and say noi, or do we do something about it?
I think this is a case of some enthusiastic cadets who got lost and wandered off track, but you've turned this into a very important learning experience for us.
Okay, so somebody, right, and this is the difference between D&D and 2D20, and especially Modifius's 2D20 with Star Trek, is you can meta now. Who has the best presence versus yada 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 to chat amongst yourselves to have the best outcome of what's going to happen now?
On a scale of 1 to 12, I'm at around 9 for presence.
It's probably me, but
Yeah.
I am definitely the character who's going to tell them you should do this by the book and throw us in jail.
What was your presence there, Adam?
What else?
I got a question, DM.
Yes.
I got a special talent, which I don't want to spoil, but it's interrogation.
No, we've. This is not interrogation.
I want to counter interrogate them on how it's going down.
Okay. That's good. Right,
Yeah,
justify it now. Justify why your ability to interrogate, you can counter interrogate.
Yeah, because I feel that they're not really expanding enough on why they're doing and how they got here, because Riddick totally did not notice the barmaid asking those questions. And I want to really go deep into the conversation about why they go focus on us, because Riddick has no idea that.
Well, Cadet Riddick, one of you has a communicator on them, which gives away their location at all times. And then when we lost vision of the communicator, because you're in a brick building, it raised suspicion. So we were sent as a patrol to make sure that these cadets were okay. And then we had a information from a concerned citizen that cadets were drinking in a out of bounds area.
I totally missed it out. I'm so sorry. But Arthur I thought he was guiding us because he had the communicator.
Like, throw me under the bus, why don't you? Wow. Are you saying, like, is this happening in front of me?
Oh, everything's happening in front of you.
Riddick is totally.
And then one of the JAG. So the actual JAG officer. So the rest of them are senior non-coms. The actual JAG officer was like, "Why is Howard ringing a bell?"
Oh, sir, if you don't mind, just a brief overture. You may be familiar with Harriet Howard, flag officer.
There you go. Yes. So what we're going to do is put you in the back of the paddy wagon and take you back to the guard room. However, my patrols haven't found your friend yet.
Oh, that's too bad.
Okay. So,
Riddick wants to point
have
out
you got any way of getting in touch with her?
Oh, I'm sure she'll show up at posting.
Okay. Right. So, we'll put this down to enthusiasm. If you all like to jump outside and jump in the back of the wagon, and then we'll take you back.
Of course, sir. A lovely ride back to the proper locations.
Mm-hmm. And there you are. You're all in the back of the wagon. You all get to Starfleet Academy. The they're actually quite nice. They chuck you out and the guard comes out. Like, what this cadet's been doing, and the Jagger's like, oh no, they're not in any trouble. We just it came with spotlight checks. We knew they were sailing in the morning. We just can't find one of them. And that is tonight's episode.
Turns out that poor Zoe died mysteriously in the night.
Why I'm in the red shirt?
Right,
What
obviously.
What happened with the bus and Howard? Where is Zoe? And how did Sal get a picture of Zoe as a taxidermist? I don't know. But stay tuned
Why?
next time.
Sal's gonna taxidermy Zoe and just pop it to you.
Before we
Turns out,
go,
yeah, like
Again at Bernie's.
a week from now, Cell is wearing Zoe like a suit.
Yeah.
before we go though, just a quick. You don't have to kind of intro yourselves again. Just a quick who you are and where, if people want to kind of reach you, and where to get you. Starting from again, Joe on the top left.
Oh, Joy.
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 Why did I say Joe?
Hey Joe, how you doing?
I didn't know I was that masculine, but sure. Well, I am Joy. I am rocking pudding on all sorts of platforms. So Twitter, also Twitch. I stream sometimes as well, playing games with friends. And yeah, I played Cell, and I had an amazing time. So thank you so much for watching.
No, thank you. Riddick.
Yeah, I'm Guffy Gaming if you want to see some weird stuff I play. And yeah, I had fun, and I blame everything on Howard. I mean, he has a name for it, so let's go.
I fixed everything. This is Zoe's fault.
Over to
That's true.
Karasik.
That's true.
Hi, Dylan Oliver Thirster played Zoe Karasik for you today. Can't wait to fuck up more shit next week.
Mr. Arthur Howard.
I'm D&D Randy. You can find me on all platforms under that name. I played Arthur Howard today, the only cadet who did everything correctly and was dragged down by his companions, except for Eden, who is a fine and upstanding individual, to be fair.
I didn't know anything either.
By and large. Cell, you're weird. You're creepy. You're basically Zoe.
Goat Freak.
You created.
Cadet Edon. Here's your space to say.
Finally, hi, I'm Goat Freak. I'm playing Edon this evening. You can find me in most media and socials as Goat Freak. I still haven't heard from my family, so if anyone knows where they are, that'd be great.
Well, I thought you wanted them to stay in captivity, so don't call you.
I just want to know where they are.
Oh, okay, you want to know that they're still there.
Yes.
Just to make sure you can avoid them.
Got it. Right.
So,
Yes.
And thank everybody for watching tonight, because not only did we get to do a giveaway,
And
but we
Pardon me, sir. You skipped yourself.
one thing, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
don't
one
worry
thing
about me.
I'd like to thank is our wonderful GM for tonight, and maybe next week if we let him come back, Daft Medic. I think.
So,
Congratulations.
I'm literally Daft Medic everywhere. But thank you everybody for tonight. We got to do a giveaway. We got the discount codes unlocked for Utopia Planetasia. We got and the core rulebook as well. So, but it's for the hardback, so you get 10% discount. So it's actually not an insignificant discount. And then next week we get another giveaway for the digital core rulebook again. So join us, like, follow, subscribe if you want to. You know what I mean? It all helps. And thank you everybody for actually only getting a third of the way through that I thought you would have got.
Welcome
tonight.
to D&D.
Welcome
You got
to
through a third?
roleplay. Only a third, yeah.
Wow.
It'll either be way more than you
more than I
prepared
thought.
for, but usually way less.
It's good
I
though.
think we
I
did.
love it.
I think we did pretty well. I mean, we didn't went on a shopping spree that much. I mean, didn't get any cool hats as well. So
Already have one.
yeah, oh yeah,
True. Yeah, you came with your own cool hat.
I'm in
yeah.
Right, so everybody,
We're waving goodbye to the internet.
Say good night to the internet. Toodle
Good
pip.
night, internet.
Good night.
Good night, Internet.
Ciao.